All righty. Matt. Always count on Matt Ketron, folks. Always can count on that Matt Ketron. Why the heck can I share the stream? That's weird. Group. Share it there. And there. CCK. Or coins. What the heck is that group called? Bullion. All right. Okay. Here we go. What is the name of that group? I don't even know the name of our own coin group. That's how often I don't share in there. Bullion and Blades. It should be popping up as soon as I type in BULLION. And Blades. All right, what we're going to do is go through some coins like we did last week in silver and gold. And try to sell some stuff. Maybe some sets. Oh, there it was. It disappeared. Bullion and Blades. Maybe even some case pocket knives. It's making it very difficult, though, to find this. I'm just going to do it this way. I'm just going to copy the link. And then just paste it like that. All right, there we go. Okay. So, yeah, I've got new collectible stuff here we can start selling. So, no, we get stuff like from mint distributors, and I got several thousands of dollars of that sitting over here with tens of thousands more we've already paid for on the way. I've been out to Nashville today with my mom. I got home about 8. By the time we cleaned up my house, every time she comes over, it's like, we got to clean your house, which is probably true. Then I finally got here, dug a few things out, and like, holy crap, it's 10 o'clock. So next Sunday, because I'm going to be off next Saturday too for a football game, I'm thinking I'm not going to plan anything and then try to be here to start at a normal time so we can do a full-length show. But I'm going to get here for I'm going to be here for a couple hours, just like last Sunday. No, 2 Sundays ago. 2 Sundays ago, I was live for just like a couple hours. We sold a ton of stuff, and I got off kind of early compared to how late I normally go, and I was able to not mess up my Sunday night, clean the building. I do a lot of cleaning on Sundays, okay? I clean my house, typically, if my mom comes over. And then I usually clean the store, which Paul started today. He started sorting through the new collection. We have a trailer out front with about 15,000 records that we're going to move in here tomorrow. So I got to make even more space. So I got my knot cut out ahead of me, but let's get started. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm just going to start doing like I normally do and just start showing stuff right away. Okay, so let's set up the camera and let's get the show on the road. So we'll get started with some really cool looking stuff here. We have, and Tanner's left me all kinds of clues and notes here because we've got cost and suggested prices. So the first thing I have, these are $135, and I bet Paul Brothers will buy one. Master Chief from Halo, 1 ounce, 999, numbered to 500, sculpted statuettes, pure silver. Those are $145. $145. Master Chief Halo from Halo. They're 1 ounce, numbered to 500. I have 2 of them. $145. And Mr. Paul says he'll take one. And guess what, everybody? I have one left if anybody else wants one. Very cool. I got some small silver statues tonight that are pretty cool. So I'll go ahead and show those. 145. Thank you. And I'm going to immediately start clearing off my table over here so we can start stacking and packing sold stuff. Paul's got all the sold crates or crates he probably went through stacked over here. So I'm going to do a little stacking myself and clear me a path. Looks like he brought me a whole crate of Kiss stuff, which I didn't know we had. And I actually was just telling somebody this week that asked me quite often about Kiss stuff. And I'm like, well, you know what the honest truth is? If you were to count individual, I probably have thousands of Kiss items I don't know about in the store, but I don't know where they're at. I don't know where they're at. So we could possibly be like finding them days from now, and there's no way to find them all. This is an endless warehouse. So I get asked that a lot. Chad, can I just come dig through all the classical records? And I'm like, well, no. Well, I let a cousin do it one time, but that's family. But he was here all day, and he didn't get through one room. And he was here for like 6 hours. So, all right, so first sale of the night goes to Paul Brothers. Thank you. 145. Master Chief. Of course, this will be a whole new invoice with all new invoicing. I don't know when they'll watch this sale or bill you. They could watch it tomorrow and get it out immediately, or it could be a couple days. I don't really know. I'll let the billing department do that. We'll lay those right back there. And then the Ark of the Covenant. It could be buried in here. Yeah, it could be buried in here. All right, same thing. I got from the same artist and pretty much the same manufacturer. I've got Spider-Mans. Really cool. Same thing. Very, very sweet. Those are also 145. So Master Chief, and we got several Spider-Mans. Let me set those right back here. I've got 3 of those. Also same price. 1 ounce, $9.99. Okay, and then here's for you gold shoppers right off the bat. Let's go ahead and show these for you gold shoppers. Heck, these might be, when did he mark these? He marked these, man, Spot has, Tanner had marked this stuff 3 weeks ago, so it's been, I'm going to stick with some of these prices, but I think every time I have a gold, every time I start showing gold and silver, I'm like, well, it's up, well, it's up, well, it's up. Wow, yeah, gold is just shy of being $3,600 an ounce. I think the last time I was doing a show, it was like 33. Let me look at the last 30 days. Yeah, 33.14 is the 30-day low. So it's went up almost $300 an ounce since the last time I was doing a show. But I will remain these the same at $35. I think you're all going to like them. They're 1/1000th. 1/1000th. Probably about the best budget gold I can give you. And I have them here in these perforated cards, okay? They're 35 bucks. They look like the Statue of Liberty. And they are from the country of Niue. They're officially government minted, pure gold, $9.99, 1/1000th Troy ounce. Pretty cool die cut, and it looks like the Statue of Liberty. Those are $35, and I have a bunch of them. If you want one, I have a bunch of them. $35, and we got 2 for Paul, and I have as many more here as you could possibly imagine. If you can imagine 2, 4, 6, 8 of them. There's 8 of them. So there's 2 for Paul. Thank you. I'm going to they're perforated. I'm going to separate them so they know how many individuals there. Those are 35 and 35. Don't forget, I've got bigger gold increments in the back. It's currently locked up in our safe. I'll have to get those. Here are, and I think these are really cool. These are colorized silver eagles with a really cool design. I have these at $95. Okay. I've got these at $95. These are Don't Tread on Me. It looks like the Gadsden flag. Silver Eagle colorized front and back. How cool is that? Colorized Silver Eagles. 2025s. Numbered. Those are $95. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. Other gold is sold to Todd Wagner, wants 3 of them at $35 each. Philip Sweet wants 2. And Anthony Correa has 2. I've got 1 Statue of Liberty left if anybody wants it. 3 for Todd, 2 for Philip, 2 for Anthony Correa. I'm in the process of digging out if I do have any silver. I mean, I just showed some, but most of what I have is a lot of collectible bullion. I have a lot of collectible bullion. I'm going to fold these up. I'm actually not going to tear the perforation on these, but just please remember these are 35 times 3, 35 times 2, and 35 times 2 for whoever's watching the sale. Thank you in advance, Linda G. or Ed. And then Johnny Hancock gets the last gold, and that's $35. Michael Rudolph and Jonathan Askew, I am just shy. And every time I sell something, I'm going to take about 10 steps and put it over here on this table. And I'm going to be getting my steps in tonight. But right now, it's impossible to bring the table to me because there's so much stuff in my way. Okay. And then Michael Rudolph takes a colorized Silver Eagle. Sell that to Michael Rudolph for $95. Thank you. I won't walk away just yet because I've got more gold. If you're like, dang, holy crap, those went fast. I've got something pretty similar. This is, oh, wait a minute. Michael Rudolph says he'll take 1. He did. It was Paul, then Michael, then Todd, then Philip. Okay, so Johnny Hancock, I do not have one for you, okay? Okay? I do not have one for you. And that's going to go to Michael Rudolph, okay? My bad. I skipped his. All right? Now, at any time, I could open up a tub and I'm like, oh, here's 100 silver rounds I forgot about. That happens all the time, especially as I crack open these lids. I do not know what's over here kind of in our safe room. Years of accumulation, especially in the last months when I don't do as many of these. So give that last single one to Michael Rudolph. I skipped him. He does not want a Silver Eagle. So all those are still available. And I need to get a phone or a pen immediately to start writing down some of these prices for when we do a recap every about half hour. Otherwise, I'm going to be spitting out the wrong prices. So let me do that right now. I got a good pen in my hand. And the first thing I'm going to do is say that those Statue of Liberties were 35, even though I'm out. And the Halo Master Chief is 145. The Don't Tread on Me's are 95. And the Spider-Mans are 145. Okay? Here is the next fractional gold I have. Same price, $35. These are 1 grain, which is probably pretty close to what you just got. And they look like an American Express credit card with the little gold bar here. And has the information there. It's from a mintage called Rogues Island, and those are the same price at $35. Okay, and those are 3, 6, 9, 10. I got 10 of them. I have 10 of them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 10 of those. Same thing. 1 grain. That's $9.99 gold. $35. I say same thing, but I should say same price on those. Okay. So those, Don't Tread on Me, Spider-Mans. And then I got another cool Don't Tread on Me item. And this should be about the same price as the Halo and Spider-Man. They are $145. And it's a Don't Tread on Me like an American soldier. Also 1 ounce silver. Are these 1 ounce? Yeah, also 1 ounce silver. Very cool. Kind of like a modernized version there. And those are $145 as well. Those also come with a card in an envelope, kind of like a COA here, which I will show you right here. Yeah. Don't Tread on Me Marine, 1 ounce silver. Those are also $145. Okay, so I got 3 cards and I got 3 Marines. We sold a Halo earlier. Still got the 3 Spider-Man. There's the 3 Marines. All right, so Michael wants a gold at $35. Johnny Hancock wants a gold at 35. Now you got one Johnny, and Michael's got one. All right, let me finish this tub out of collectible stuff here, which I personally greatly love. I love this stuff. I usually, every once in a while, I'll take one and be like, I'm going to put this one in my pocket. We got 5 of them. I think I'll go ahead and put one of them in my pocket. And I know how well Batman sells. So here's Batman. These are $115. These are $115. I think these are, let me give you the stats on them. Do they open up? It looks like it opens up or something, does it? I don't want to rip this thing open. Does it slide out? What happens here? But it's definitely a colorized 60s era Batman. Just how does it come out here? Let's see if we can pop this. Is it like magnetized? Is it glued? Is it not really made to open? It may not be made to open. It looks like it would fold open though or something. Maybe not. No, there's nothing written in there. I think it's just where they've got it double layered. I don't want to rip it open, but definitely silver, 90%, and it's from France. So I've never seen that. France, and most of the stuff is new. Definitely France. Looks like maybe probably the mint from France. Colorized Batman, those are $115. Okay, I'll lay Batman right here. We'll start a new row right there of Batman. So those are $115, and I better write that down. Okay. Goal is tonight, if I show something, we need to sell it. Plain and simple. I think we can accomplish that. Plain and simple. All right, let me lay these here. So a lot of gold over here on the table. Lots of little those. I was asked about bars. I was asked about sports cards. Over here, I think the biggest thing I'm going to have to find, I'm going to go get the bigger gold increments out, the 1 ounce, if anybody wants to step up to the plate, or the 10th ounce. I think we sold the 1/4 and 1/2 ounce already. Paul Brothers got a Batman at $115. Thank you, Paul. I've already laid that on the sold table. I've got to get those out and see if we can get those sold tonight. If you would have bought them 2 weeks ago when I was pricing them, they would probably be $125 less, and that would have been the best time to get those. All right, let's see what we got here. Where's my note at on these? I've got an Iron Man 1 ounce silver Chibi that is obviously 200. They did 200 that were gilded in gold. 999 silver, 1 ounce Chibi Iron Mans. And folks, these will be, I can do these for $125. $125 on these. Brand new, 1 ounce. And it looks like they did 1,800 and then 200 were gold gilded. So 2,000 total. 1,800 would just be regular silver. These are the gold gilded, which is $125. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to put one of those right there, and I have another one. I have 2 of those. I'm going to go ahead and put this one back in its plastic baggie so I do not lose it. Okay, I do have Dr. J sitting right over here. I do. Now, last week, all of a sudden one night we started going through sports cards. And I've told everybody that I marked a lot of these sports cards back in September and November. Every time we've looked one up, I'm like, holy crap, that's a good deal based on what the last time we priced it for. So remember that when I'm showing these to you, because every time I've shown one, it's been like, I'll have 850 on it and someone offers 600. And I'm like, well, heck, you can't buy one right now for under 1,000. So that's happened multiple times. But I do have it right here, and I'll show it to you. And I had them stacked over here next to me because first thing I was going to do last night or one of the nights after a sale was go through and mark all these up as they should be. And I have some people, Jim B, still trying to get me to mark them down. I was like, I should be marking them up. What do I have on Dr. J? $475. It's HGA graded 4.0. It's a Dr. J, a.k.a. Julius Irving, $475. I know Jim B's watching out there somewhere. Next year at this time, he's like, dang, I wish I would have bought that $5,000 Michael Jordan rookie card for $3,000. Here is this. This is $160. This is a 2021. This is a Marvel Wolverine NGC Mint State 70 with vintage comic label. They did a mintage of 78 of these. Wow, 78. That seems unusual. Maybe 78 with that label. Comes in this box. It's from Niu. This is $165. So it's a 2021 Tuvalu Wolverine MS70 with a custom NGC comic label. That is $165. Dr. J Rookie is a 72-73 top set. It's a 72-73 top set. 72-73 top set. Okay. And then this one is $145. This is a Fantastic Four comic book. It looks like issue number 1. This is a 999 1-ounce silver, mintage of 1000, 2025 1-ounce silver colorized, and this is $145. That's really cool, actually. 145 on the Fantastic Four, 999 silver. Looks like issue number 1. Okay. That's 145. All right. There's that. Okay. And let's see what's going on with these. Oh man. What a great neck adjustment that was. Alrighty, and these are we'll say $99. These are 2025 Silver Eagles. These are $99 with black ruthenium, and the Silver Eagle preview mark has been colorized. 2025 Eagle Preview, American Silver Eagle in black, ruthenium, and golden eagle. So it's kind of been colorized with this black ruthenium, and the Silver Eagle has this gold preview mark on it. And that is $99. What year's Dr. J? I answered that, right? Yeah, 72, 73. Only worth someone to go. That is a true statement. And hey, Chad, not sure if I can stay for the full sale. Can I watch it back later? Message a page that's anybody still available. Absolutely, yes, absolutely. I'll probably be live for about the next 1 hour and 30 minutes or 1 hour and 45 minutes. I also have about 10,000 case knives that have been officially unboxed and priced that we've never put out before. I probably have more case knives than we've ever had before, and I probably have more case knives than probably any shop in, I can't say Tennessee because obviously Smoky Mountain Knife Works, but probably more case knives right now than any store in Middle Tennessee, maybe the Southeast other than Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and we've never even put one out before. They've all been boxed up over here. I have got thousands of case knives. They keep delivering them every single day since I've kind of committed to that platinum level dealership. So they just keep sending stuff. So it's just like, oh my gosh, I got like all these case knives. They're boxed and boxed and boxed. So I don't know. I got to get them out for at least for the store for Christmas season. And then when we do some walkthrough sales on Sundays, probably mobile sales, et cetera, et cetera. All righty. that's almost all of that box. I got another one of those. I got another one of these. And then I have, I got a Ronald Acuna Chibi. That's the only other thing I hadn't unboxed here, but I'm going to wait on that. And I'm actually going to go try to find where the next box is over here. And, yeah, the only other cards I have over here I've shown about 1 million times. And I just got to put them out in the store for sale. As usual, I've shown these about, I felt like 100 times. It's all the key stuff, Nolan Ryans and a couple of rookies. But what I'm going to do is just mark them. I'm going to redo our showcases tonight since we've had the dollar sale, and I just got to put these out for sale. I'll come in about every other day, and I notice 2 or 3 more cards gone. And, of course, my mom tells me people just come in and buy them, and the cases are about empty up here. We've probably sold a couple hundred sports cards, mostly graded stuff, inside the store in the last 60 days. And I'm like, well, holy crap, I've got 300 or 400 more slabs back here that could have been out. I probably could have already sold all this stuff at what I'm trying to get for it. So I just got to take some time and board and bag or sleeve a bunch more of this raw stuff, put out all these slabs. So probably is the last night I'm going to be showing these, and then I'm going to take them up front and might not have them back here again until we're doing a walkthrough on the sale. Because most people come in the store and then they're just like, yeah, I'll take this. And I'm like, okay, sold. I'm not even here to witness the deal. They just are excited to see a Nolan Ryan rookie card in the showcase. So, all right, silver. Let's see what else I got over here. I don't think I'm going to have much bullion. I think everybody's wanting to buy bullion right now at spot, and that's a pretty tough challenge. I would like to buy bullion at spot as a dealer, and that's a pretty tough challenge for me, but I'll try my best to see what kind of things we closely have related to silver, and I'm going to start bringing out the case knives I have too. So let me see what I have here. San Francisco. Here's a couple of those Morgan silver dollars. We have sold a bunch of these. I'm down to a couple. 2021 San Francisco. These are the modern Morgan silver dollars from 2023. And I have a couple of them. There's one that's a proof. There's some that's a regular business strike or mint strike. And then this is $135. And I have a couple of those still. I think I have 2 of the San Francisco 2021s. There's that. Junk silver. Yeah, I know the last time there's some people that didn't buy it on the like 40%. They didn't buy it on the 40% stuff that I had. That was about I had some of that stuff below melt. It wasn't 90%, but a lot of times those 40% halves can get pretty cheap. I didn't think I had any takers though. Let me see if I can relocate some of that. It's probably down here in the bottom of this tub. It is, it looks like. So I'll start working that out. And about every few minutes, I'll grab a case knife pattern, and we need to start selling these. Here's some tubes. Uh-oh. What could possibly be in these tubes? Copper. Copper rounds. There's copper. There's some more of those. Man, I got a whole eBay business right here in this room. It's just about 10 years of organizing and figuring out what it all is. What's in this priority mailbox? Hey, an autographed Taylor Swift CD. I got a couple more of those. Let's see what we got in here. I have proof sets. Here we go. These are always popular. Time to go ahead and bring out some of these. I don't think I've ever had a coin sale and not sold at least a proof set. These are $15. I've got 1972, 71, 77, 78, and 79. 72, 73, 71, 77, 77, 78, 79. So though, let me give you a quick look at what those look like. Proof sets, some 70s there, and I thought the last time I'd so blasted through all those, but this is what happens every time I crack the lid open of a new box. And with that, I'm going to step over here and grab this first kind of milk crate looking thing that Tanner has started marking the knives for. He got some of that done for me before he left to go to, you know, raise a child for about a week. So he's been gone. We've missed him. We've managed to scrape by this week, though. Very successful $1 sale. We sold about 5,000 $1 records over the weekend. And today we started a process to start filtering more out so we can do another one before maybe the end of the month, honestly. I really need to have one done before the end of the month. So let me grab a whole tray here of case knives. Religious, natural bone, Philippines 4.6, black synthetic. I got some religious Christian knives. I got a white synthetic. I got blue pearl, American Workman synthetic, blue pearl, white synthetic, blue pearl, and a lot more blue pearl. That's some of the first selections of case knives there. There's a whole tray, and we've got about 40 little crates that look like that stacked up over here. They're 20 tall, and they're about 2 wide that I can get to. These proof sets are $15 a piece. $15 a piece on those. And let me go grab the copper rounds then for Michael and whatever else may be in here. Let's see here. Let's grab this and this and this. See what we can pull up for Michael. I don't remember what I was selling these things for the last time. I think they were around $5. I think. Let's see here. I'll start at 5 on these. These are 1 ounce. They look like Libertads on the front. Mexico 2024. I'll say $5 because I really don't remember the last time I priced these. And usually I have little sticky notes on everything. Well, no sticky notes on these. So these are copper, and they're colorized, Mexican flag, and then the Libertad there. So there's those. We'll say 5 each on those. Very cool. I have as many as you see there, and then maybe, nope, this is a different design. I'll show those in just a second. And then I have a whole nother tube that's not open. We have first thing here, Paul Brothers wants a 78 proof. That's sold to Paul Brothers, $15, 1978 proof set. Anthony Correa gets a 72 proof set, and Anthony Correa also wants a 73. No 73, Anthony. I had 72, 71, some 77s, and 79. No 73, but I will give Paul an 18, Anthony a 72, John Durden, 2 copper Mexico, and Michael Rudolph, 2 copper Mexico. Let me go lay these in here in the sold crate. In the sold crate, or I should say the sold table. 78, 72 for Anthony, 2 copper, 2 copper. And let me go get the, Michael wanted to maybe see some of the knives. I'll start just bringing them out. I usually open every single one of them. Anthony Correa also wants a 71. I'll lay that on top of his other. I usually go ahead and just open all of them and show you the price, because then I can take the open one if it doesn't sell, and the back stock, and just take it straight up front in our showcase and put it in display mode. And that way it's at least out there in case somebody wants to see it. So let me go ahead and grab the first couple. Let's start over here with the white synthetic small jig Texas toothpick. That sounds interesting, right? White synthetic standard jig small Texas toothpick. $55 on these. $55. Let's take a look at that. $55. Looks like I got 2 of them, 3 of them. Yeah, classic, just that white synthetic from Case. Red shield. The red shield always has like a little bit of a sparkle in it, sort of. That little spot you see on the bolster, that's still the polishing agent. So when you rub that off, it makes it even shinier. So these brand new usually still have, sometimes you'll see the, like I said, the polishing agent still on the blade or the bolster. So when you wipe it off, like I just did with my shirt, it sparkles like new. Sparkles like new. 55 on those. Thank you, Lisa Oakley. Appreciate that. All right, so there's that. And I will say that's 608. That is 60180. So I do have this one new in the box. And that is sold to Lisa Oakley. Thank you. So I think I only have one more of those, right? 60100. I'm getting my numbers mixed up. 60. I'm looking over here at my other numbers. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that one's sold. That one's been never been unwrapped. Thank you on that. I'm going to set Anthony Correa 71 with a 72. I'm going to set that there for Lisa. Thank you. Appreciate that. And let's start opening up a couple more. Got to get them out anyway. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Sorry for the late start, but had to take Mom to Paula Deen's restaurant. Paula Deen's restaurant. And then I had to get back and get here and figure out 69. So we'll do these for $65. This should be the same design as Blue Kernite. $65 on these. So let's take a look at these. $65 on these. There's that. Blue Kernite design. Single blade, small Texas toothpick, 69 stickers. So we'll do those for $65, okay? And it looks like I have 3 of those. Those. I'm gonna put that one right there. The other copper, I believe it was Viva Las Vegas. It was the Las Vegas sign with the jackpot slot machine on the back, colorized. Those are also $5 a piece. That's the other copper, and I think I have more. We'll crack open a couple tubes. We'll actually, can I see what that one is without opening it? I wish I could, but let's go ahead and open it. Open it. Told my mom, I was driving back, I was like, Mom, it's like 5:30 in the afternoon. This is about the time I usually are cracking open an ice cold Monster. I was getting kind of sleepy. Yeah, more Las Vegas. More Las Vegas, okay? All right, more Las Vegas. So I have a whole tube of Las Vegas, and Lisa wants one. And then I've got 3 for John Durden. Thank you. Thank you. And Lisa or Clark, whoever's watching, I bet it's Clark. I was talking to Tanner earlier. I hope Addison's okay. He's been giving me some updates, but I can tell he's busy when he doesn't reply for 3 hours. So I'm sure he's got his hands full. I have a 1970. This is probably almost just as good as the Rookie. It's a CSG graded near mint 7, 650 on that one. And then this one is the Rookie, which is PSA 4 MC qualifier, and that one's $895. That's Nolan Ryan's Rookie. So $895 on that one and $650 on the other, okay? So that's 2 of them. The other ones, I think the years go up from there. And then there's one from the 90s that's like Desert Shield or something. That's a pretty cool variant as well. So Vegas, let's open up another case knife then. Let's see what this one looks like. The next one here was more blue, and of course the very popular Trapper, set 85. Let's do these for $79. $79 on these. This is the Blue Kernite Trapper, probably one of our most popular. They've had these in production for a while, probably because it's one of their most popular patterns, the Blue Kernite. Of course, it will have the most recent, probably 2025 tank stamp on it. So all these are brand new 2025 case knives. All with 2025 tank stamps. Let me see what else I have over here. I'm going to put that in there. And I'm going to put those right back there. So there's a Trapper. I know certain people can collect certain patterns. There's the Trapper. Paul Brothers wants a Trapper. Make sure those go in for $75, please. We got them stickered with the suggested UMAP price from Case, which is, I usually always do better than that. And with the holiday season rolling around, it's approaching middle of September. So from here, we got a lot of case knives to sell. What's this next copper here? Next copper here is more Las Vegas. Are those slightly different? They are. Did I not pull your Vegas, Michael? Hold on, let me make sure I didn't. Here's a different design, though. Once again, it has the fabulous Las Vegas sign, and it has a kind of the 4 aces and some poker chips on the back. Let's see, I guess I didn't pull Michael's copper, did I? Michael, that's twice I've missed you. How am I missing Michael Rudolph? I think I'm doing it in my head and not actually pulling them. So there's that. Thank you, Michael. I got you. You're on the sold table now, and then there's the different copper design. Okay. So here is design number 1. The first one I sold looks like this. It looks like a photograph of the Vegas sign, and then it has a jackpot. This one has the Vegas sign and with the poker chips. Okay. And I know at least Lisa wants one, and I know Michael wants 2 as well. Let's put these over there, and these are 5 each. Okay. I'm also going to grab a new box of case knives. I'm personally hunting the newest patterns. I love to see those for the first time, to see or some unusual designs. Like I see a sow belly in here. I like some of those. Yeah, very cool. I'll get out some of those as well. All right, Paul Brothers wants these 3 with the poker chips. And then John Durden also wants one with the poker chips as well. Thank you on those. Let's take these right over here. 3 and 1, sold and sold. Awesome. Appreciate that. Done and done. Okay. And then I'll go ahead and empty these out of the tube so I don't forget about them. So we got Vegas. We got Vegas. Let me get the next looking. I'll show 2 more Nolan Ryans. Here is the Desert Shield, 1991. It's got that Desert Shield stamp on it. That is $325. Beckett 8.5, Near Mint Plus. I think it's how they distinguish that. There's that. There's that. Okay. What's next over here in this box? I think we had these the last week. Price, Chad? Serenity Now. Serenity Now. Oh, man. I wish I knew. I wish I knew. Aha. I actually have found some silver. Here we go. Now, I told y'all, every once in a while, it happens. It happens. Now, Michael Rudolph asked me if I had any of these all week. So I'm going to make sure if he wants them. Okay? And Michael, they're $45. I've got 3 Libertads. Okay? Those are $45, 2024s. I've got 3 of them. Now, the other silver will be first come, first serve, whoever wants it. I think the reason these didn't sell the last go around is because they were a little bit more pricier. I really don't remember. So how about I just say these here are $45. I may be shooting myself in the foot. They were kind of vintage advertising, but I think since spots went up, it's probably now even more a fair price. Lundberg rice, and it looks like some rice harvesters there on the front. It's kind of a vintage advertising. I've got those also at $45 a piece. They're 1 ounce silver. 1 ounce silver. I do have some unpaid invoices up front. Let me go grab that. Michael Rudolph wants all 3 of those at $45 each. I do have unpaid invoices. I do. Or there was like an error in invoicing. So let me see what's in these packets right here. I mean, it's an unusual amount of stuff here. So these are ones that have definitely been pulled from the system. So right here, let's start opening some of these. This isn't Hatchet Ed, this is Tanner, Hatchet Tanner probably, or Hatchet Chad. Now some of these people I know are definitely good for it, but I just probably need to resend the invoice. Is Todd Wagner watching? Or maybe it's got overlooked and not even shipped, which if so, it's been a long time. I feel like they would have reached out by now. I know Todd's good for it. Here's something that didn't get paid for. It's a Kobe Bryant rookie card. 1996 Upper Deck. This was $59.99. I don't recall the name Paul Nordstrom, so he must have been a one-time thing, and then we didn't hear back from him. That is $59.99. 96 Upper Deck Kobe Bryant. I have not checked that price since this sticker right here was on it. So there's Kobe, $59.99. And if Oso Adventure was watching, he would grab that immediately. The other silver, so nobody on the 1 ounce silver rice. I find that surprising. Okay, so I'll go to the only other one I have that's 1 ounce, and that's a Canadian maple leaf. Now, this may be something special. This may be something special here with the preview mark. But I'm going to say $45 for the Canadian 30th anniversary, okay? $45 on that. Mega Blast can have one. I'll take one of the other silver ones. Okay, so Mega Blast, Michael Rudolph is saying you can have one of the Libertads, and he will take one of the rice coins. And Mega Blast also wants a Canadian, okay? I thought I just saw your name, Todd. Yeah, this must have not hit your invoice or something. So let's take one of the Libertads off Michael's for $45. Let's say that's John Durden's. The next item is going to be the Canadian for John Durden, and then the rice coin for Michael Rudolph for $45, okay? Got that taken care of. What is the next item here? Todd Wagner. Let's see what's in your packet. Mr. Wagner. It's awfully heavy. It says $55, $85, $40, and 10 times 4 is 40. And if we just need to re-invoice you these, let me pull up Square and check your... It was a case knife. It was another case knife, John Deere. This must be the 10 times 4, whatever it is, it's stapled in here. And then the other thing, probably where we've moved it around 20 times, is coming out of the holder. Probably because where I've been moving it 20 times was an American Eagle 1991, which snaps just like that. Okay, so Michael, if you want me just to re-invoice it, let me check your active stats and see what's going on. Either you didn't get billed or it got overlooked by us or you. Let me pull up your name here. I was actually just messaging some people. I walked through the back room. I was like, holy camole, look at all these unpaid orders back here. Mostly is a lot of CDs, and I'm like, we got to either cancel this stuff. Yeah, here it is. I bet Hatchet Ed canceled it. So it was $240.65. It was a canceled invoice. And I don't know what happened, but yeah, so let's just rebill all this to Todd Wagner. Okay, I'm just going to put all this in here. Lisa Oakley wants the Kobe, and then Philip asked about it. So that's sold to Lisa first, and I'm going to lay, whoever's watching, let's just lay Todd's envelope here on the table, and let's just key all that back in. And let's make a note he has a accurate invoice on file, or an email on file. Okay, make sure that goes to his invoice. There's the Kobe card for Lisa. So Todd's that. I know there's some more up front because my mom showed them to me the other day. She said, why are all these empty packets back here? They don't have invoices in them. I was like, well, we're about to find out. Juan Antido. Where are you, Juan Antidio? You mean Todd, not Michael. Todd Wagner got all the stuff in that packet. Todd Wagner, yeah. Did I say Michael Wagner? Todd Wagner. What do we got here? $38. Wow, what a great price. That's below spot now for this 1 ounce Congo Gorilla Silverback. That should be more like $45 now. $38. Juan would have got a great deal on that if he would have paid his bill. $38. Who wants it? That's a great price. This is why you should buy silver every time I'm doing a show. Historically, it's had some ups and downs, but since I've been doing this since 2019, everything is up. Since I've been doing this since 2019, everything is up. Sports cards, silver. Knives, gold. Autographs, that was sold to J.E. Hennessy. J.E. Hennessy got that one. Then John, then Michael, then Greg, then Josh, then Jonathan. Yeah, y'all like that stuff below spot. I will take 1,000 ounces right now at $38. I'll take 1,000 ounces. That's impossible. Larry Gonzalez may be watching. Larry Gonzalez may be watching. Larry, either you didn't get billed or it got overlooked. It's a Barry Bonds rookie card. for $19.99. Larry's usually watching. Larry, do you still want this? And if not, I'll go ahead and open it up to the next person. PSA Near Mint Mint 8, $19.99. Barry Bonds, 87 Fleer. A little bit less common. It's still a very common card, but less common than maybe, let's say, the 87 Topps. I don't see that one as much. Let me bring out a case knife. Let's see what's going on with this sow belly here. I like the sound of that. These are usually pretty pricey too. So there's the MSRP. Let's say $89. Let's see what this sow belly looks like. That's an unusual pattern here. Natural bone, sow belly. 3 blade. It's got a large XX shield on it from Case. Natural bone, just a plain natural bone there. $89 for the sow belly. Classic Case design with a big XX there shield. We'll say those are $89. I'll put those right back there behind Halo, aka Master Chief. Okay. I don't know if Larry's watching or not. What's in the next packet? Chris Mills. Now, Chris usually pays. Chris Mills, are you watching? This is probably an old coin. Okay, he usually buys old stuff. Yep. It is a, this is a $50, a commemorative $50 pilgrimage. The Pilgrims, $50 United States. It is actually billed as the Centenary, boy, that's a mouthful. 300 years, let's just put it that way. The tertiary, the too many syllables for me right now. It's the, that's a really nice $50 though, not bad. 55, it's got the Mayflower there on the back, and that is from 1920. So that's a 1920 real U.S. commemorative silver dollar. I bet Chris just never did get that email. We've always had problem getting emails to him. And if we do get it to him, he'll pay. But these are from a long time ago. This is from a long time ago. Where's Matt Rogers at? Usually Matt, I don't know if that's the same Matt Rogers, but whoever Matt Rogers is didn't pay for this. That sounds like a very common name. This was a 1973 mint set for $7. That seems like a great price. I must have been blowing stuff out then. 73 mint set for $7. Matt Rogers. No payment on that, so $7, whoever wants it. That's not silver, and this envelope's empty. Okay, so that was a lot of the unpaid for stuff there. The $50 was $55. Yeah, $55 for that. The tertiary. So centennial, bicentennial means 200. You have sesquicentennial, which is 250, and I really can't spit out the 300, but it's tertiary or something like that. Centennial, bicentennial, sesquicentennial, and then here is the tertiary, which is a 300-year celebration of the Mayflower and the Pilgrims coming to America, which we now know as America. $7. That was sold. I just walked away and forgot who grabbed it, but it's sold. Let me go back and get that name. I think I saw Jonathan Askew on the board. I did. Jonathan Askew. He got that for $7. Anthony Correa, you were second. All right, let's see what we can get into next. Let me go grab a new box over here. And I have, always nice to see these, Proof Silver Eagles 2011s. Looks like the last time I stickered this for $85. This will be a new billing cycle. They probably, that's a 2011 Proof, $85. 2011 Proof, $85. So they might watch this show tomorrow and do the billing on Tuesday. They might watch it Tuesday, do the billing on Wednesday. I really got to maybe hear from Mr. Tan Man and find out, but we'll probably get G or somebody to do it this week, and they'll take care of it. But it's a whole new $8 and a whole nother week to pay whenever they actually send you the invoice. Okay, what weight is this? Is this a half ounce here? I got a half ouncer. Let me just comp this right quick because I don't remember the price. It is a 2014 Canada. And it's $10. That should be a half ounce, but I'm going to make sure. I do have some higher end case. I got them over here. I see the felt boxes. I can see them. So give me a second. What is this weight and price here? It looks like it has a igloo on it. Can I find an igloo, please? Canadian igloo. There it is. It still doesn't say what the weight is, though. 999 silver. What weight is this? Can I get the weight, please? Well, I'll just go by this price. I bet it's half ounce because this sold for essentially, well, it sold for 21 plus shipping in Canadian. Is there anything else that I can get close to? So I'll say $25 then, because it probably is a half ounce. Spot's a little over 40. So yeah, that's a half ounce Canadian, $10, 2014, $25 on that. That is 9999999. Okay. And then I've got this, which I don't know the silver content. It's a Canadian. I'll look that up in just a second. I don't know how much silver that is, but that's essentially a half ounce there. And Michael Rudolph says he'll take it. All right, that's sold to Michael for $25. I got some colorized batarangs. I'm going to have to look those up, figure what those are. All right, so Abalone, what do we have here? Let's grab this whole box. What was the last one I did? The sow belly. Let's grab this. Boy, this box looks promising. Look at this stuff. This looks like the expensive stuff here. This is the felt boxes, the big blue cases, the long Pro Series. Looks like the high-end expensive case stuff. So, yeah, I need to go get the gold out of the safe right quick, too. Maybe somebody step up and buy a 1 ounce gold tonight. Let me do one more. Okay, here's a vault pattern. Here's the, if you've been trying to buy all the vault patterns this year, here is this. I'll do these for 78. Let's do these for $72. I like that price. This is the newest vault pattern for case knives, and this is the classic long-time tradition yellow. Actually, that's not synthetic. That's a bone, yellow bone. Okay. Nice. I like that even better. I thought it was going to be synthetic. That's actually bone with a really cool black case shield. So that's the doctor's knife, but it's a mini doctor's knife. Has a tongue compressor on it. In case you need to check anybody randomly one day for strap throat. And then for some reason cut them. You have a tool to do that with. $72. Let me go get the gold out of the safe. There might be some stuff. Sometimes we get packages and we know they're full of bullion, and we'll take them straight to our safe instead of laying them on a shelf with records so they don't get mixed up. Let me go get our safe open and see what's back here. We try not to have $4,000 gold coins laying around. Hey, I got a pricey autograph back here from the president. I have the President of the United States of America's autograph. I just got that in a trade deal. I traded on a, first of all, I hope y'all can hear me because I've walked away, but I did a trade deal on some signed albums, some signed music albums for a signed Trump signature. All right, so I've got 1 ounce, 1 ounce, and 1/10 ounce. Okay, let me update prices on those. I got over here what the I got over here next to me what the gold 1 ounce was 2-3 weeks ago. So let's see what it's changed. This is $1,275. $1,275. PSA slabbed. $1,275. That's probably from a book plate. His most recent book, he signed book plates. A lot of them loose ones got out and people were slabbing them, and some people were cutting them out of the book and having them slabbed, because I think if you would have bought a signed book, they were like $500, and everybody knew the autograph cut out of the book was like over, some of them selling over $1,500 as soon as they come out, just cut out and slabbed. And so a lot of the books got chopped up. So they do the same with a Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney had a signed book. He signed a book, a children's book he did in the 90s, and people are cutting the signature out of the Paul McCartney book because it's a big signature that can be glued to a pick guard. And so that signed Paul McCartney book sells for like $5,000 because you can cut out the signature, glue it to a pick guard, and put it on a Hofner base and sell the Hofner base for $15,000. And so these cut signatures, you can do a lot of different stuff with them. And so they typically demand pretty good money, even if it's just literally a cut. So you can take that and frame it with a photo. You can take that and frame it with anything. So that's it's pretty cool. I've already got one myself. I've started this crazy journey of collecting presidential signatures, and it's going to be a very expensive hobby, and other American figures. I passed on a John Hancock last week, and I think the guy sold it, and I regret it. I mean, it was a cut. It looked just like the slabbed, and it looked just like the John Hancock signature that's on the Declaration of Independence. I mean, it was this bold, too. He had the big H and stuff at the bottom, and I was like, holy crap, how cool would that be? Literally the definition of an autograph, the John Hancock. But it's very expensive. I passed on it. I was like, not right now. I better focus on presidents. And then I'll be trying to collect everybody who signed the Declaration of Independence, and then I'll be trying to get everybody who worked on the Constitution. And then it'll be this crazy, endless, circular loop. Hey, Johnny Hancock's watching right now. There he is. He's back from the dead, folks. John Hancock's watching right now. All right, so 10th ounce American Gold Eagles I'll do them for we'll say $475. $475 10th ounce American Gold Eagles. So these are from the U.S. Mint. $475. $475. And I've got various years. 2024. 2024. These are uncirculated, of course. 2016. Like if you were to have these graded, they would come back mint state. 2024. 2024. And I've got 2024. So that little pile's 2024s, and this is a 2016. $474. $474 on those. Okay, and then let's go over here to 1 ounce, and that's 10th ounce gold. Okay, that's random. So by the way, you know, J and Bullion, if you paid with a check, okay, if you paid with a bank wire, the cheapest you can get these for, you have to buy 500 of them. And I don't know if y'all can do that math quickly, but 500 at $455 would be $227,000. So if you got $250,000 laying around, you can get these as low as $455, but you got to buy 500 of them. So that's about as cheap as you're going to get them. You got to buy 500 of them. That's quite a bit of cash. So let me try to find 1 ounce. I've been wanting to look these up all week. I've been meaning to bring them out during our coin sales because there's a lot of people watching, and the last time I did, I sold 4 or 5 of them. So I was like, holy moly. All right, let me find a 1 ounce here on over here. But yeah, I mean, gold is, by the end of today, or by the end of tomorrow, it will be over $3,600 an ounce, which is an all-time high. And it will be, yeah, it'll be well over that by the end of tomorrow, probably. Okay, let me find. Why am I having a hard time finding 1 ounce? Just random year, 87. Okay, so where's just a random Okay, burnished. No, let me just do a good old-fashioned search here. Let's just do one. Sorry for the hold-up. This is very important I price these accurately. I'm about to deal with a $3,000, $4,000 item here. So let me make sure I get the accurate price on these. Okay, there we go. All right, so, yeah. These tonight would be $3,875. The 1 ounce, 3,800, and I'll say 75. 3,875. 3,875. Yeah, 3,875. 1 ounce. 3,875, which is about $125 more than they were about 3 weeks ago. And maybe, who knows, maybe when it's 5,000, you'll be saying, dang, I wish I would have hadn't bought just at least one of those from Chad. Now he's asking $5,075 for one. So let me write that down. We have 4,475 and 3,875. Okay, I won't forget that. Okay, let's open up a case knife over here. So I showed the small doctors. Let's see. This is a unique one here. This one's pretty dang unique. So we'll do these for 105, but you want to see unique pattern. This is pretty unique. I'll do these. This is another yellow bone over here. 105 for these. It's the seahorse. Kind of see the seahorse in it, right? Seahorse Whittler, which is 3 blades. This main blade tucks in between those two. 2025 Seahorse Whittler, yellow bone, black case shield. Black case shield. Those I'll do 105, Seahorse Whittler. Ones I bought for $2 have doubled. Oh, absolutely. Yep. If you were, I guess I've told everybody, if you were been buying from me since I started this, which I started selling coins and bullion in 2019, if you hadn't got too squirrely and went ahead and sold out, everything you've ever bought from me, especially gold, should be in a immaculate position right now. And I know some people I have sold a ton to, and I know they haven't sold, and they've probably sitting on a 200% return on average on some of it. Because, man, I remember one time I was selling these at $175. And I remember some nights, some people buying 4 of them, 5 of them. The next week buying another 2, another 5. And I know they probably have not sold, so probably just about as good a return as any stock or anything else you could buy. I don't know anything else that's, I mean, I'm sure some stocks have dwindled that kind of return, but gold and some of it in the last 2 years, over 100% up. That's quite a bit. Okay. The yellow bone, let's see here. Smooth copper lock, baby butter bean, medium stockman. That's the ones I see right over here. Smooth copper lock, baby butter bean, medium stockman. 3 more over here. Copper pennies. I haven't got down the copper. I've sold a bunch of copper pennies. I've sold them by the bag. What is it? At 1983? Yep. Here's another proof set, but this one contains silver. This one will contain a 40% silver half. 1970, that's a 40% silver half. So this one is a few dollars more than the others. 18 bucks on the 1970. 18 bucks on the 1970. And Leslie, if you don't know what those names look like, I can show them to you one at a time. Okay, here's some more copper, but as of right now, I only have 1 each. I got to find the rest. So here is, the one on the right is white-tailed deer with the American flag. And then this one is like a hunting rifle and another whitetail deer. So that's the same thing. I've only got 2 of these that I know of, okay? So there's a different design for copper. Could there be more? Could there be stacks of them? I'm going to say yes. Where? I'll start looking right now. I'm back in the room. Holy moly, here's a whole nother box of case knives we hadn't even opened. My goodness. Calling Tanner. Hey, I just found more white-tailed deer. Good, because hopefully I can sell about 10 of them like I have the other ones. Who else wants some copper? Oh, there's other ones in here too. There's more Las Vegas. And the rest are white-tailed deer. The rest are white-tailed deer. Thank you, Lisa Oakley. I'll go ahead and give you one of these in the airtight. They usually, I don't know, depends if we have airtights or not. They typically put these in airtights for y'all. Depends if we have enough or if they can locate them. That's not my department, so I'll throw that on Tanner too. All right, let's go for an Abalone over here for Philip Sweet. Let's see what this one is, Philip. All right. Ooh, it's the vault pattern too. So we'll say 179. It's the Baby Dr. Abalone. Look at that. That's what you need, Philip. I know you don't have that one. XX is on the XX is on the bolster, and it's Abalone. Wow. If y'all are not aware, probably top of the line case. If in current production, this is the top of the line for its handle materials. Case knives are price depends on 2 things. 1, the handle material. The cheapest being like synthetic, aka plastic. The most expensive being stag, which is legit, you know, deer antler or some sort of antler from stag. And then this abalone, which is kind of like essentially, well, it's abalone. It's kind of like a pearl. You know, they used to make a lot of mother of pearl. Now they just kind of do this design, which everybody seems to like. So that was a good pull because that's definitely the newest vault pattern there. Let me see what else is over here. And then I'll start opening those. We got one, and then I'll think, what was the other one? Deer and that other copper. Okay, so, well, there was that. The only one I've shown is the deer. There was 2. I thought they were different, but they weren't. The one has the gun and the deer. And then I found more Vegas, but it's the same one. It's the same one we had earlier that you already bought, Michael. So I'll have you down 1 deer unless you say otherwise. Okay, and let's look at the other bone. So here's probably the cheapest and smallest of the yellow bone, Leslie. And this will be the butterbean, which will look just like a small, what we call a canoe. Let me show you what that looks like. It looks like this right here. I love how there's almost a little bit of a green into it. I don't know what they cut that from or dyed it with, but around here it almost looks like there's almost a little bit of a green into it. So, you know, the larger style of this is called a canoe. As you can see, it's shaped literally like a canoe, but they call the smaller one a butterbean. And that one would be, I'll do it for $75. Okay. $75 on that one. So Michael Rudolph did get a deer. And just kind of let you know, like on autographs, some of y'all may not watch the record sales enough to know this, but usually a cut signature is about the cheapest you can get an autograph for, typically. Especially, this is slabbed, which helps. Sometimes if it's just raw, and then it's got like a sticker on it, you probably can get those even cheaper. But if you have an autograph on a medium, it starts exponentially increasing in value. So, you know, like a presidential signature, a book plate, probably about the cheapest thing you're going to get, especially for the modern presidents, because about all of them have wrote books, and about all of them have done book plates and signed them, which people tend to resell. You get a signature of a president on a photo or document, it gets even more expensive, and then you get it on an item like a campaign poster, a flag, they start getting really expensive. Like, let's just use the last two, a cut Trump or a cut Obama signature, and then you get it like on a campaign poster, it gets up into 3 or 4 times as much money. So that on any kind of other medium, so much more expensive. Like a golf flag or something, like from one of his golf courses, those are like $5 grand. So that stuff doesn't typically get signed as much. So just like with albums, or just like with musicians, you get a cut, let's say Jimi Hendrix autograph, which is already extremely rare, but then all of a sudden you get it on an album, whew, you know, it's like $20,000 more. Hey, here's some silver. Here's some silver. How much were these last week? I think I'm gonna break these up because I was trying to sell. Well, let's try to sell them one more time as a lot. Silver has went up since then. $7 half dollars, $105. $7 half dollars, $15 each, which would be $105. 1952, 1943, 42, 42, 34, 43, and 45. So walking liberties from World War II era, and then a 52 Franklin. All 7 of them $105. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think spot last time I was doing this was what, 34, 36. Now it's 40, 41. So that should be pretty fair. Hadn't adjusted that one. Have it. That was the same price that was on it. And then this I was selling by itself for, I think, 17 or 18. If somebody just wants this one, it's actually a really high-grade Franklin, but it's got some of that green around it. So I'll do that for 15. If you want to buy one individually, there's your chance. I'll sell that one by itself for 15. Same price as all these. Chad says he'll take all 7 for 105. Thank you, Chad. Let's lay that on the sold table. $105. And I don't know if y'all have done this yet or not for me, but if you haven't hit the like button yet, please do that. It's awfully late, so more you hit like, it might pop up on somebody's feed tonight. Okay? So there's another Abalone doctor, so I have at least 2 of those. Okay? Here's the next Abalone. We'll say $285. $285 on the Abalone Trapper. So Chad got the halves. Greg, you would have been second. Oso, or Greg, if you want the Franklin, I can still sell that to you. Oso, American silver is 90%. American silver is 90%. That's the purest they've ever made. Coinage that was made for circulation was 90%. So here's probably one of the hosses in the Abalone family, which is the Trapper. A Damascus Trapper would be wild, but it would also be really expensive. Boy, if this was a Damascus Trapper, how much would that be? $5.99 or something? I'm sure they might make them. Or you probably could get someone to make one for you. You probably, Philip, could take one of your Damascus Trappers and get a really good professional to take off these handles. There's some really good knife makers that could probably do that. It would be risky, I guess, to crack it. I'm assuming they could do it. They probably could, like, do a custom job. What is this? This is the Abalone sleeve. And there's that. Boy, well, there's all of a sudden a lot of stuff on the table. Let me read off the other patterns. And Leslie, I still got another yellow bone to show you. The other Abalones we have are small Texas toothpick. That's one of the cheapest ones we have. Small Texas toothpick. And also we have, this is not Abalone. This is a U.S. Veterans Color Wash Trapper. Smooth peanut abalone. Peanut abalone. Let's see what this Veterans Trapper looks like. Those are always pretty cool. How much on Trump's signature? $12.75. $12.75. $1,275. The felt box says Proud Veteran. Nice. So it's color washed. They usually only do these on one side because that's a pretty expensive process. Yeah. So the back side is just a smooth bone, but a U.S. veteran, United States of America on main blade, second blade. So it does have an etching, U.S. veteran. So that would be great as a gift idea, or maybe buying it for yourself. Thank you to all that have served. Absolutely. 145 on that one. And have I answered everything? Greg was second, so I'm assuming nobody wants the Franklin half by itself. Let's open up that next. Well, there was another butter bean. How many butter beans? Do we have 4 butter beans? Two. Yeah, we got 4 butter beans. My table's getting full. I can tell there's a few new people on, so we'll probably have to, don't go anywhere. We'll definitely do a recap. And you really hadn't missed a whole much. We sold out of some fractional gold. We had some like small fractional gold. That's the only thing really sold out. Some of the proof sets got gone, but most everything on the table, I either had duplicates and it's still available, or I've shown something that hadn't sold. So if you stick around to the end for the recap, you'll see a lot of stuff, and I'm still bringing out new stuff. There's the medium. Now this Stockman has the square bolsters. They usually do a couple different Stockmans. They do some with square, which is what this is, and then sometimes rounded. So that's another new. They haven't made that in a long time, the yellow bone. Those will be $85. So that's yellow bone number 4. So I've brought out the cheapest abalone. No, or the most expensive abalone. Here is typically the cheapest of the abalones. Should be this one right here. And then I'm going to probably have to start reconsidering my table here because we are full almost. Yeah, there's the Texas toothpick. Very nice. I mean, it almost looks like real stained glass, sort of. I don't know how to describe it. It's just the most amazing color of that. That one would be 155. 155 on that one. Okay, and yellow bone. She wants a yellow bone Stockman, 3 blade. That is so to Leslie Holt. Okay, a half off crate on coins. That doesn't happen. Chad would have to. We'd have to. Our business is records, and at the volume we buy, sometimes I can afford to do that on records. I do it almost every night on records. Unfortunately, to be able to be a coin dealer, it's usually like anywhere between a 10 or 20% margin if you're lucky. So if I start doing half off, I talk about all the time shooting myself in the foot. I would really be shooting myself in the foot. I'd be losing money in a hurry. Oh my gosh, that would be horrible. I do get crazy sometimes. I have. The last couple times I did coin sales, I was going through old stuff, basically selling it at cost. And that hurt, but I have so much stuff, as y'all know, it's like out with the old, in with the new. That's what I love doing the most. Out with the old, in with the new. So this was stickered for $39. Let's see what we got here. $39. This is a 2011 mint set. Now, when you get into the 2010s here, you get a lot of coins. You get 4 presidential coins and the Sacagawea. You get 5 commemorative quarters, a half, a dime, a penny, and of course a Jefferson nickel. And then you get that in Denver and then that in Philadelphia. So you get a lot of coinage there for 2011. That's a pretty modern mint set. And it comes in the original like box here, and that's $39. The Abalone Doctor price. The Abalone Doctor price was $155. Wait a minute. No, that's Texas toothpick. Retraction. I think I said $179. Yeah, $179. It's stickered at $185. And then Leslie on the Abalone the Abalone peanut. Yeah, the Abalone peanut. I just had that in my hand here. Abalone smooth peanut. This will be $259. $259 on this. $2.59. I got some Canadian coins here that I'm pretty sure are silver, and I'm going to try to find out the melt value and price those out. Bear with me. There's more silver. There's more silver over here in this tub at the bottom. I remember we were working on that last week, and everything got thrown. When I went live on Monday, everything that didn't sell got thrown back in this box, and that's what happened. So let me see what's down in here. What's in here? Because I know there's more halves somewhere. They may not be 90. They could be 40. Yep, here they are. Aha. I'll leave the same price on them. Let me see what's going on here, Philip. 170. 170. 170. 170. Sell this to Philip Holt. Just because he's a good guy and he likes tool. Okay? Sell that to Philip for 170. All right, thank you, Philip. Sold for 170. That was the baby Doc. Anybody else want one? Just this one time, right now. Next time I'm going to be like, they're 179. All right, so here was a deal from last week. These are 64 Kennedy halves. 1964 Kennedy halves. 33 of them for $495. That's $15 a piece. Yes, make sure that gets tagged for Philip Sweet 170. Nice 64 Kennedy halves, full rims, nice. $495. Same price as 3 weeks ago. Somebody's looking for a bag of silver. That's a pretty good buy. It's a really good buy. Let me pull up Coinflation on my phone over here. I need at least a couple big sales tonight. That always is helpful. That is 30 cents below melt. That is, I mean, like, if you got to think about it, let's say somebody came to me as a dealer and they said, would you pay melt for 64 Kennedy halves? You would think most people would say, yeah, I'll take them. Right? These are 30 cents below melt per coin. Okay, per coin. There's 33 coins. That's only $9.90 below melt over 33 coins. Jay Hennessy says he'll take them. Like I said, I mean, imagine somebody called me today and said, Chad, would you buy my 64 Kennedy halves at melt as a dealer? I'd probably have to say, yeah, I'll take them. Because they should retail individually for now $17, $18 a piece. But I'll go ahead and sell that whole bag. $495, J.E. Hennessy. Great buy. Oh, take the Franklin half. Oh, man. I thought I had J.E. Hennessy locked down. I was already getting excited. I thought you'd already made the best decision of your life, J.E. Sell this to him for 15. Oh, no. Scott Apple's watching. You're just in time. I'm basically giving away silver, Scott. I'm waiting for somebody to buy it. It's a big worm. And if they bought it, they get off the hook. This is an analogy, meaning it's a great deal. There's somebody about to pull the trigger. A whole bag there of silver. Where's Oso Adventure at when I need them? Scott Apple. I have a picture. To show you, Scott. I have a picture to show you. I got this from Rachel earlier. This is from Rachel. There's Seth. My husband is a slave. He's working from home for Coletco. Poor Seth. Doesn't get a free moment in life. I have been told before, I would like my husband back, Chad. And I'm like, sorry. He's now part of the machine here. Once you're in, you can't get out. Okay. There's that. What a joke. Poor Seth. Wow, no one's bought the silver yet. I am shocked. All right, let me price some more stuff at Melt. We got too many people here having children. I gotta take it easier. I'm gonna end up, I'll be next. Don't tell my mom. Okay, here is, all right, 4 Roosevelt silver dimes, just 25 cents total, 24 cents total for all 4 over Melt, 12 bucks. 4 Roosevelt silver dimes, 1964s, $12. You want silver, you got it. $12. Collectively, over the 4 coins, just slightly over Melt. Just slightly. Okay? That looks like something Michael Rudolph is going to be all over. J.E. Hennessy was first. Sold J.E. Hennessy. Then Michael. And then Leslie. Okay? Now, I've brought out a couple knives. I'm going to be bringing out more knives. We've sold several. What is this Case Pro Series? Golly, I'm kind of interested in this. Laramie Sasquatch Miller. A Sasquatch Bowie. Folks, this is $199.99. Laramie Miller. Laramie Miller. The only knives fit for a Sasquatch. So I don't know if this is for Sasquatch or something you go out and hunt Sasquatch with. But it's a big looking Bowie knife. Holy moly. That's what I use to chop up my cereal in the morning. I use that to cut open my packets of Pop-Tarts. Holy moly. So Case Pro Series, $199.99. Brand new for this year. In box, with card. It tells about this guy, his nickname is, okay, this is Sasquatch. And it has a beautiful, genuine leather sheath. All right, so that's Mr. Sasquatch. That's new from Case this year. $199.99. It's called Case Pro Series. Laramie Sasquatch Miller. He grew up over in Defeated. If you're familiar with the Defeated area in Smith County. Okay, next thing is, what is this other Abalone here? More Abalone Doctors. Okay, so we got 5 of those evidently. We sold 1. There's more Abalone Doctors. I had some more silver quarters here. All right, I'm going to count these, and we're going to price these essentially at Melt, because I know that's going to get them sold. So let me do my math here. There's 5 of them. I've got my Coinflation app. U.S. coins. We got quarters. And let's see, 5. Can we get 5, please? All right, so 5 quarters. 25 cents over Melt for all 5 would be $37. $37 for these 5 Washington quarters. $37. $37. $37. 5 Washington quarters. there is the current melt value at $40.64 an ounce. That's taking the complete calculations of the weight of a solid rim, 90% minus the value of the other metals, blah, 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 blah. That's what it spits out to be. Those are anywhere between 32 and 64s. Good luck to those that's commenting right now. May the odds ever be in your favor. Okay, let's go to a new box. This is full of raw sports cards. That looks like a headache. Let's not do that one. Raw sports cards could take hours to evaluate, so we're not going to do that right now. I'm going to try to get into this other tub here that possibly could have some silver, bullion, etc., etc. Plenty of case knives to show. Trying to figure out what's up to y'all's flavor right now. I know y'all have flavor you're looking for. There's a bunch of golf cards. Don't need those right now. Whoops. There went a bunch of binders of sports cards. They're all over the floor now. No surprise. Happens quite often around here. There are no tables. There are no empty shelves. There's no free space. Anytime you're moving in this building, you are at your own risk. Okay? I tell everybody that works here, proceed with caution. You make one 180 turn, you knock over a whole shelf of expensive vases. Banco de Mexico. Boy, this looks expensive. It's a Libertad set, all proof. Where did this come from? Let me see if I can find this. Let's find a comp on this on eBay. And while I told everybody I'd be here to at least midnight, so there's 92 people watching right now. There's 92 people watching right now. With that being said, I'm going to do a recap of everything on the table. All the stuff that doesn't sell, minus a few things, will probably be put out in shelves tonight in the store because it's pretty barren. We probably had more people in our store over the weekend than we've had all year, and our showcases are literally empty. There's no coins out, there's no knives out, there's no sports cards. Of course, we sold a bunch of dollar records, but yeah. OSHA workman's comp. Actually, we have to do both of that this week. So, actually, Mr. Tyler is on his, well, we'll be here in the morning with the dump trailer. And we just emptied a whole industrial trailer full of trash out of here. We're going to have another one filled up by midweek. And that shows you how much trash comes out of here every week, and you still can't move around. I've been in a big thrown away. I mean, whoever wants to go dumpster diving wherever they take all this stuff, I mean, I have probably literally thrown away in small increments. I'm talking about like $5 and $10 items, but thousands of dollars in items that have been sitting around way too long. I just throw stuff in the trash. I'm like, I'm done with it. I'm trying to look this up right now on eBay and get a price here. And Libertad, this is Silver Series, maybe. I'm trying to figure out what they want to call this on here. That might knock it down. Banco. Jim B's watching. He's waiting for the right moment to strike on something. So a 2021 Libertad Proof Fine Silver 5-coin set. So I'm going to say $275. Now, that's coming pretty close to a comp that sold back on July 1st, everybody. July 1st. This is September something. And I know 60-day silver is much higher on that. Okay? $275. Banco de Mexico. Libertad set, $275. So what you may ask yourself, what is a Libertad Silver Series? You get a 1 ounce, a quarter ounce, or let's do that in order. A 1 ounce, a half ounce, a quarter ounce, a 10th ounce, and a 20th ounce. So 5 different Libertad increments. 5 different Libertad increments. All proofed with card, $275. No need to trash anything. You have my address. Yeah, usually when I tell people I'm about to throw away a bunch of merchandise for people who do a lot of yard sales and flea markets, I'll be like, hey, I'm about to throw a bunch of stuff away if anybody wants to come get it. Nobody ever wants to come get it because they'll realize how much stuff it is to move. Or they'll be like, can I come pick through it? And I'm like, no. You can come bring a big trailer and move it all, though. They're like, dude, I don't have any space. And I'm like, I don't either. That's why it's going to the dumpster. They have plenty of space. They just keep digging big holes and pouring more stuff into the earth and waiting 20 million years for it to evaporate. Because we've manufactured all this stuff for the last 100 years and nobody has anywhere to store it anymore. Hey, there's another smooth trapper. I found another Abalone, an old one. Oso gets the Libertad set for $275. Bang! That's what I'm talking about. Libertad set sold 275 doll hairs. Now we're on a roll. That might have broke the ice for the biggest surge wave of stuff we're about to sell in the history of Coletco right now. Okay, here we go. What have we got here, Tanner? He marked these at $135 back on August 21st. Oh, these are Kinzu's spears. These are new. $135. Are they all red? Aluminum, green, black, blue, and red. All right. Let's see what one of those look like. These may look like the ones I used to have before, but we're about to find out. I do know they're $135. Yeah, these are pretty popular. Kind of a modern design here for case. Why isn't this opening? It's supposed to like... So you got a mechanism, a new... Is this something new I'm not aware of? Usually, might just need to be worked in. Oh no, what have I done? There we go. So the lock is here, okay? I'm gonna attempt not to chop my finger in half. It closes like that, but a little bit of wrist action, it opens like that. So evidently I've got these in multiple colors. This is a case knife. Several years ago they said, you know what, we need to start trying to make some stuff that looks kind of modern. They did a pretty good job. I think I kept a couple blue ones just for the sake, because they were the first run and brand new. And they're still in production, so they still must be selling. So probably about the most modern looking case knife you can get. Does have a belt clip, and that is $134.99. And I have that. Let me read you the catalog there. And y'all saw the box I showed earlier. Evidently, I got a bunch of them. Red, this is the Kinzu, K-I-N-Z-U-A. That's the red spear. What was these? This was blue spear. This is the one I like, yeah. Blue spear. I still have that one. I was like, yeah, I need to keep at least one of these for old time's sake. And green, OD green. What is OD? Overdose green? That's not green, that's black. No, it's a really dark green. Yeah, it is. It's really dark, though. Overdose green. I don't know what that OD actually stands for, but... And then this one is black, which is probably going to look very similar to what I just showed, but... Yeah, that's more like a flat black. Oh, there went my knees. All right, so now you know I've got those. Now, there's... In these blue boxes, I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I've got 18 more blue boxes. What does that mean? That means I've either got more colors and more designs, or I have a lot of extras. I have a lot of duplicates. So I'll start peeking at them in just a second, see what else we have. Let's see what else we can find. Probably about 10 till, I'm going to do a big recap on the table, which some of the best stuff I've shown tonight is still available. And that'll let me kind of organize and clear it off. It'll help me post-show too to go put it away. So let me see what else I can get to in here. Oh, I've got copper bullets, copper pew-pews. And y'all been liking the copper rounds, so maybe we can sell a bunch of these. I've always done them for like 6 or 7, but tonight the price for 1 ounce copper has been 5. And so let's do these for 5. Probably at this point I have sold enough I can do a little bit better on these than I normally have. But just don't put bullet or anything like that in the chat for 2 reasons. Facebook will normally hide it, and they might flag your account. But obviously, we're not selling live ammunition here. It looks like a bullet, but it's just a 1 ounce copper round. It says on the bottom, 1 ounce 999 CU. And for all you chemists out there, you probably already know this. For all you scientists, Cu is the elemental symbol for copper. $5 each. Or if you want a whole tray, we might even do a little bit better, but I've still got a whole tray here. 2 for Michael. The bag of coins is 33 Kennedy halves, 30 cents below spot per coin, $495. That's 15 each. Michael wants 2 copper pew-pews. That's what most people call them, a pew-pew. Like the sound you make when you do finger pistols, pew-pew, or pow-pow, depending on the caliber. A pew would be a 22. This looks like a solid, this is a big round. I don't know what this is supposed to be, 30-06. Vicky wants 2 copper, that's a good way to put it, long copper cylinders. I have had some people like message me after the sale, be like, Chad, I was trying to buy one of those copper bullets last night for a half hour. You kept ignoring me. And I was like, no, that's probably because you were putting bullet, and Facebook don't like those kind of comments. And plus, that means they might have a moderator hop on and be like, what is this guy selling? Is he trying to literally sell live ammunition here on Facebook? No. I've seen some people try to list guns on Marketplace in very unique ways. They usually list the empty gun case. It'll be like empty Glock 40 case. Maybe I know where the gun is, question mark, contact me for more information. I'm like, that's a very clever way to try to sell a Glock on Facebook, which will immediately have your account taken down. So, and if you'd like to keep your Facebook account, don't try it. There's plenty of other places to sell those legally. Okay. Or illegally. Canadian silver. What was I just doing? We did copper rounds. I'm over here digging. Autographs galore. I mean, just absolute gobs. This is our biggest headache right now. We authenticated way too much, way too quickly, and it just all got out of hand. So we've been boarding and bagging and trying to match JSA cards forever. Yes, they're all 64s. Yeah, they're all full rim, nice 64s. So you're going to get your true full weight there. And like I said, I think it's 33 coins, 30 cents below melt per coin. So just $9.90 below melt. And you probably wasn't watching, Jonathan, then, but earlier tonight I was like, what if somebody messaged me right now and said, Chad, I have 64 Kennedy halves that melt. Would you be interested in buying them? I'd probably be like, yeah, I want to buy them. And right now I'm selling them just a tad, above melt. So typically they should be right now retail for a 64 Kennedy. I would say retail for a 64 Kennedy, I would say usually it's a few dollars over that. So they should be like 17, 18 bucks a piece. So let's say they should be $3 more. I feel like I should be asking almost $100 more for these, especially if I started breaking them up and selling them individually on a card. 164 Kennedy, 18 bucks. All right, here's a whole box here. I actually just found some Morgans. I found a couple here. I think they're pretty key dates, though, so let me see what I can find out. I think I had these behind the counter for the longest. I keep a little drawer of stuff I'm thinking about having graded, just so it's slabbed and I know what I'm doing. And this is an 1878 Morgan that's in pretty dang good condition. Let me see if this is the one I think it was. Luckily, I've got a coin book over here, too. Let me see if I can get a price. Jonathan said he'll take it. Great. I thought somebody else had bought it earlier, but I misread. I got too excited. Sold to Jonathan Askew for $4.95. Those are officially, everybody, off the board. There's some people probably like, dang it, and there's some people probably sign relief because they've almost said they'll take it 10 times and they've changed their mind. And now you've waited too late. All right, let me get my coin book too, because this is a pretty nice looking Morgan here. And I think, like I said, I think I had it in a pile of stuff to be checked at one point. So this is an 1878, almost uncirculated, which looks about right. Of course, when somebody writes on there, you got to be speculative. When they graded that, did they know actually what they were talking about? You know, did they used to work for NGC? So this is a 1878, and it's a plain, which is the first year. 7, okay, and it has 7 tail feathers. So that's one of the variants, okay? That's why there's a 7 TF. The first year for Morgans has all these variants. Feathers, 8 feathers. 8 feathers always demands more. And let me count these and make sure they knew what they were talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. They're talking about right here at the very bottom, the tail feather of the eagle on the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7. There is a variant that has 8 that is worth pretty much twice as much, especially in high grade. So a 1878 plain is actually better than an S. Not as good, of course, as a Carson City. This is pretty high grade, I would say. It's there's a third reverse. I'm not going to get into all those details because the price doesn't really matter. But in AU condition, I'm going to say this coin is, I've got a pretty old book here. I'm looking at a book from 3 years ago. Should be pretty close, though. I'll say $75 for that. $75. Not bad whatsoever. 1878 Morgan. Yeah, I do have 5 Washington quarters. Heck, I've already forgot. It was a weird price. It was $37. Yeah, $37, which was 25 cents over spot. $37, that was 25 cents over spot. $75 for that. And then I think this Morgan here is pretty dang good. It's an 1880, which is a 1880 plain. No, it's an 1880S. That's why. Wow, 1880S is pretty good, I think, for this particular one. Maybe. Maybe not. I'm going to jog my memory here. 1880. It is an S. And it is all kinds. 80 over 79. I don't think so. O over 9. I don't think so. And then just regular. Okay, maybe not what I thought. Let me double check here. It's in a holder. Let me go ahead and show it to y'all. It's in a holder, but it's nothing. I think you can actually open this. It's not like a real sophisticated company. Who is this? It's not NGC or anything like that. Now, I do have a slab coin over here somewhere. You literally can just open it up, which is almost like the opposite of what you... You do not want to be able to open a slab. So you can just pop any other... But they didn't actually grade it. They just put what it was. They did grade it. Yeah, they put very good, which is a pretty close evaluation for this. So $45 for that one. That's the 1880S, $45. Jonathan gets the quarters for $37. Those are also sold to Jonathan SKU. You know what I need to do? I need to go up front and try to find those other non-payments and go through those. Okay, so that's sold to Jonathan SKU. Let me do a big circle through the front part of the store. Behind the counter is stuff that never got picked up or never paid for. So let me go see what's up with that, please. That should be great stuff. I bought a Myles Garrett autographed jersey. Anybody that's a Browns fan or likes autographed jerseys, I got a autographed Myles Garrett jersey. Let me try to find those unpaid envelopes. Yeah, there's a bunch back here, 2 or 3. Some of these people might be watching. Mr. Scudder? What the heck? Ronnie Scudder. Ronnie Scudder on the no pay list. Who would have thought it? Is he watching? Mr. Scudder. I'm going to have to go track down my old high school principal and say, hey, man, you owe me some money. What's up with this? Michael Rudolph wants the $45 Morgan. Thank you on that. Ronnie Scudder. He probably forgot. Joe Denning. I feel like, oh no, he wanted to cancel this. He didn't. I remember his email coming in. So this is some fractional silver here. This is 1 grain silver bars. 20 of them at $3.50. So I'm trying to sell them all together for $70. Trying to sell them all together for $70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, there's 20 there. All right, so there is 20. They're 1 grain, 99999 silver. American Grain Company. Okay. Or I can break them up and do 10 for 35. Some people may be like, 70, but I will do 10 for 35. I don't want to start doing them individually, though. At least lots of 10 for 35. And I have a bunch of them. I actually have, look at this. I have a bunch of them. I've had them for a while. So there's that chance. Hey, here's a random something. This is a 1/2 ounce Libertad. $35. That's an older price tag, but there it is. 1/2 ounce Libertad, $35. I'm finding a little silver tucked away everywhere. What is this? What is that? I don't know. How much are these? I don't know. All right, let me check on these. Okay. All right, so let me open up. Let me open up my email. Some of the stuff I got. Oh, well, first of all, here's some more silver I can probably price at Melter. And I'm assuming anybody's still hanging around looking for more case knives. Because I only showed, what, a dozen patterns tonight. I can bring out many, many more. And don't mind doing that because they're going to go up front anyway. These are all 40% Kennedys, okay? They're definitely toned. It looks like they were in a book or something. Sometimes books will do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, these are 40% silver, and I am going to price them here at Melt. All right, so let's go back a couple times. And we got 40% Kennedy halves. There are 6 of them, 2, 4, 6. And the price on these are, here we go, listen to this, $36, 6 cents below Melt. $36 for those. That's 6 cents below melt. That's the melt value of the silver content of these coins right now. You're looking at $36.06, $36. 10 gram, was that 35 for 10 1 grain bars? Is that what your LT is for? For 10 1 grain bars, is that right? Tim, you probably just missed these new case. I've got them though. Let me show you this really cool case knife. It's their best attempt at a modern knife, which would be good for actually practical use. You know, most of these case knives that are made in 2025, most of them are collected. A lot of people carry them and use them, but most of them are collected. But every once in a while, I'll be somewhere and I'll see somebody pull out a case knife like this and use it to cut something open. I'm like, wow, that's weird. I rarely even see them get used. People's usually just like collecting them. Oh, LT Libertad. Okay. I was about to say, because that was also $35. Libertad. That sold a 10 gram for $35. All right. Thank you on that. Let's put that over here in the sold pile. Got quite the accumulation building over here. Need that couple big set. We usually do at least one big air horn. I'm hoping somebody pulls some trigger on some gold later. And I'll take the Morgan in the middle. That's MT Matt on this nice silver dollar here, which was $75. Thank you, MT Matt. That's so do you. We were just shy a moment ago of an air horn. $495 for those big lot of silver halves. But I'm thinking here on the recap, we might either clean out a bunch or we might get somebody bought in on the gold, maybe the Trump autograph. Who knows? We're going to find out here in just a second. I'm trying to see what else is left here in my little miscellaneous. This has got a lot of foreign copper looking stuff in it, not much silver. Here's one more peace dollar. Let me do a comp on this. Let's see what we got going here. This is a peace dollar, a 34S, which is pretty better date than most. Oh, it's actually a really good date. Yeah. A 34S, they start, 2022 book, they start in very fine at $80. Now this is probably less than very fine. Let me get up to date here on a few grading definitions for these. Hair over eye well worn. Some strands over ear well defined. Yeah, it could be. It's probably less than that. I don't know how old that price is that was on it. I'm going to say, I'll say 70 on that one. That's a 34S peace dollar. Excuse me. Okay, here's some Mexican silver that we priced out a while back. This is 72% silver, okay? It's an Olympic silver coin from 1968. It is 72% silver. The pure silver weight is 5.2 ounces, actual silver weight, troy. So it's over a half ounce of pure silver, $20. So that should be at melt right now. If silver's $40 or $41, that should be less than melt. That's the actual silver weight, 52.08. So if you times that by spot, that's the actual percentage of pure silver in here, all things considered. And what was it as has the international market opened? It's at 40.64 right now. Yeah, so 40.64. And you times that by 0.5208. Yeah, melt on this is 21.16. I'm selling it to Michael Rudolph for $20. Thank you, Michael Rudolph. That's so due for $20. All those measurements are always in a troy ounce. Do not get troy and odvaporius ounces mixed up, okay? Troy is usually metals and what they measure a lot of the silver and gold in. The other metric of ounce is like when you go to the grocery store and weigh your apples, okay? That's a completely different ounce. It's close, but it's not the same. You got your ounces you weigh your like apples and bananas in at the Publix, and then you got your troy ounces you weigh your silver in. So I actually messed up a huge silver deal one time. I had a guy bring me a big tub of sterling silver flatware, thousands of dollars. And it was so heavy, I weighed it on a scale like we ship postage with. And I forgot to adjust it for troy, and I actually came out the wrong way on it. Because I think if you do it in kitchen ounces, you come out bad when it's adjusted for troy, best of my memory. Either way, I screwed it up. Or I didn't make as much as I thought I was going to make. I don't think I lost money, but when I sold it at melt, basically at refinery, I was like, wait a minute, something's off. And then I realized I screwed up. I forgot to make that adjustment. So if you ever catch yourself buying a entire literally box full of silver, make sure and you're weighing it out, you know what you're doing. Here's another Mexican silver for $15. And if that's the same day I was marking these, this should be below melt now. So there's another. It's a 1972, and this is a peso. Yeah, this is a 1932 peso, which is once again 72% silver. $15 on that. $15 hairs on that. All right, a few more things, and then at midnight I will start the official recap of everything on the table. We'll get it all nice and tidy and go through everything one more time. Let me try to bring out a few more things. How about at least one more? I had a feeling that was incoming from Michael for the, what have I done with it? With the Mexican silver. So he gets that one at 15. I didn't open this other. Is Steely Rapier watching? Usually Steely. We missed a couple regulars, missed their invoices. I think either they overlooked them or they didn't get sent. So I need to, I'm going to go ahead and just resell the stuff, but maybe Steely Rapier's watching. Steely, I have you for 2. Let me check the invoices over here. I have you for 2 Silver Eagle proofs that didn't get paid for. And these people are always pretty punctual. None of these people are on our bad list. They're just probably something happened. Let me look up Steely. Steely. What is his name? Is that a user name? That might be a username, actually. Some of y'all, I don't even know what your real names are. I've told y'all this before. I don't see anything under Steely. That must not be his real name, or I'm misspelling it. Oh, I am misspelling it. There's another E in there, Chad. There it is. It's still an active invoice. It's just showing overdue. I'm going to go ahead and cancel it and try to resell the stuff right now, okay? And then if he comes back, or if I message him and no one buys it right now, who was that other person? We probably need to make sure that's canceled for Joe Denning too. Is that still in our system? Let me look that up. Joe Denning, those things right here, undelivered. Yeah, let's just cancel it. Yeah, that's out of the system. Okay, yeah, those are 2. That just hurt my receivable. That means my receivables are a lot less than what I thought they were. I just lost $100 instantly. So here's what Steely bought that didn't get paid for. It's these 2 proofs, which were probably at crazy, stupid prices. I remember this night. We were just basically selling proofs across the board at stupid prices based on retail. Yeah, these are $75 times 2, which are American Silver Eagles. 1989, that's always a good year. Anything 80s, Silver Eagle, and 1986. Yeah, proofs. That's a 1986. Check prices on those. You'll say, Chad, I'll take them. $75. That night, I probably sold 100 We had so many. And still got this Canadian. Anything else? That's all the no payments. I'll reach back out to Mr. Scudder. I won't cancel his just yet. I'll just say, hey, Mr. Scudder, you got an invoice you need to pay for. Okay. I'm going to put this little baggie here I was working on out of the way. That's some stuff I'll get to eventually. All kinds of little coins in there. That makes some time. Don't want to overlook something in there. And here we go. So let's start trying to go through everything on this table. It is midnight. And I vowed at 10 o'clock I would go for a couple hours. And so I'm about to go through everything on this table. Right behind the Dr. J rookie card is some really cool stuff that maybe you've missed, including gold. Still got gold here. I still got silver scattered everywhere, including new collectible silver, proof sets, and plenty of pocket knives. So I'm going to start with a recap. I usually start with the oldest items and restack them and pack them in the back, and that way it'll be all nice and neat by the time I'm done. That's why when I start putting stuff back here, and slowly the table fills up. Silver Eagles are 75. Yeah, the proofs. These are 1 ounce proofs, 86 and 89s. $75. I did have no pay silver. About every time I have no pay silver, anytime I go to resell it, the prices went up. And I'm like, man, if these people would have paid for the stuff, they would have got a great price. So let's start with the very first thing I showed tonight, which we did sell one, and there's one extra. This is Master Chief, aka from the Halo game. These are 1 ounce silver statuettes, very well detailed, from Halo, $145. 999 silver, numbered to 500, come with a card, as you can see, signed by artist, kind of just a replica signature, but same thing. $145. We sold one, there's one left. 75 for all three. I have 2 Silver Eagles here. These are $75 each, which I think are $100 plus coins. How much is an 86 silver proof eagle on JM Bullion right now? A 1986, let me look that up. Silver proof eagle on JM Bullion. Are they even in stock? Okay, there's an 89. 86 is more rare. An 89 Silver Eagle is $110 on JM Bullion. The cheapest you can get it with a check or e-wire is $105. And I don't think 86s are listed. Let me see if they are. 86s aren't on here. They're probably not in stock. They usually have at least a listing where they tell what they would pay for them, but it's not on here. So yeah, they're 75 and 75. I'll leave those right there. Okay, the other one, I'm going to have to take some stuff down here so I can get to this stuff easier. The same thing I have in the 1 ounce statues are the Spider-Mans. Same thing, same artist. And if you can see the details, they're very well made. I've still got all 3 of those, $145. Okay. I'm going to slide those over. They also come with cards, and there was also 500 made. I thought these were really cool. These are $95. These are $95. These are colorized Silver Eagles. So that's a real 2025 American Silver Eagle. It's been colorized with the Gadsden flag, aka Don't Tread on Me. And here's the details on the back. 2025 silver. And they did 250 colorized. Don't Tread on Me. Don't Tread on Me stuff, always super popular. Yellow with a snake, which I think that flag was designed by Benjamin Franklin with collaboration of the guy's name it's actually named after, Gadsden. Might have to get an American history check there, but I'm pretty close on that, I think. I know Benjamin Franklin was a fan of it either way. Tim Graham gets an 89 Silver Proof Eagle for $75. Nice pickup. This is sold to Tim Graham for $75. I'm going to put this right over here in the sold pile. Thank you, Tim Graham. So colorized Gadsden flag eagles, $95. I've got 5 of them. Okay. Here is the cheapest gold I have. We sold out of all the Statue of Liberties. We sold 3 of these or 2, and I have this many left. These are 1 grain, 999 silver bars, or gold, excuse me, gold, AU, precious. Been sought after since historic times, ancient times. Gold, gold finger. They look like an American Express credit card. They have a 1 grain silver bar. They're $35. $35. I'm going to go ahead and put that American Eagle back there. So there's 1 left. So 1 grain gold bars, $35. That's what I have left. That little stack there. Okay, back to more statuettes. These are also $145. It looks like a Marine, and it also says, "Don't tread on me." Very nice. 1 ounce. They're stamped, and those are $145 as well. I have 3 of them, and they all come with COA from the artist and company with information. They only made 500 of those. Okay. Let me do a price check on these. Batman's were $115. Batman, colorized from the French Mint. I sold 1 or 2. I have 2 left. Colorized, kind of looks like the 1966 Batman. I always call it the 66, but I don't know exactly what that's modeled after. They are from France. They are silver, and they're $115. I think Paul bought at least 1 earlier. Those are $115. I started the show with some of our newest collectible silver. This is what I call, we get a lot of this from direct from mint distributors, foreign distributors, dealers that get it from mint dealers, et cetera, et cetera. So we always order stuff like this. Some of our best-selling stuff, all this collectible stuff. And for those that may be like, dang, 1 ounce of silver, $145. Well, obviously it's been sculpted into a statue or it's been colorized. And a lot of this stuff is licensed. So they have to pay for the licensing, et cetera, especially on the stuff here from the mints. And it always carries a premium. So I've always told everybody, well, you can watch spot. It will go up if silver goes up, but they always do. So even if you're saying, well, dang, spot's only $140, how can I pay $145 an ounce, Chad? And I've always said, well, that's the premium. And as silver has always went up, so has the premium on some of this stuff. For example, I remember when silver was like let's say $3 an ounce, a lot of those little statues, I remember selling for like $95 and $115. Now the silver's back over $40 an ounce. A lot of times they're now $135, $145, some $155. The other Silver Eagle Oso is 86, 1986. $75. That should sell before the end of the night. Okay, and then the other thing, let's continue with the early stuff from the show, the collectible silver. I have a real 2025 Silver Eagle with the Eagle Preview mark. Now, those have been quite popular. They have actually colorized this one in black ruthenium. And they have gold overlaid the Eagle Privy. So it's on this like really flat yet shiny black ruthenium. And then the Eagle Privy. And you may ask yourself, Chad, what's a Privy mark? One of these new trends in modern coins is they make these little marks, Privy marks, right there. Sometimes they, in Canada, they've been doing like animals. They've been doing maple leaves. One of the first ones they've done for the U.S. is an Eagle Privy. So it's just a little bit of a stamp there that goes along with the mint mark. And they have colorized that gold overlay eagle on top of the black ruthenium. And the price on those, sorry, I've got all this stuff spread out here from the early in the show. Those were, nope. How much were these? These were, one second. They were 90, here they're $99.99. $99.99 for those. $99.99. I've got 2 of them. Oso does want the other American Silver Eagle for $75. Thank you. $75 sold to Oso. Another great buy. And Oso, earlier tonight, you missed a Kobe Bryant card. It was in a non-payment. I was like, Oso will buy that right away. Somebody grabbed it, though. I don't think he was on. Okay, so there's those. There's those. All right, here's another new coin. And this one was $165. It's Wolverine Tuvalu MS70. And they've put it in a custom NGC comic slip, which is very limited edition. They only did 78 like that. 78 MS70 with that custom NGC comic book strip. It comes in a comic book like box, 1 ounce, limited to 78 Wolverine. That's $165 for Mr. Wolverine. And we had Spider-Man Chibis, Iron Man Chibis, which were 100 and I didn't write those down. Let me double check that. I think I was doing them for 125. Yeah, 125. And these are pretty limited edition too. They've done them in, wrong one, Chad. This is not Iron Man. Iron Man's right here in front of me. They did 2,000, but only 200 they did in gold overlay. They are silver, but only 200 they did in gold overlay or gilded. This is colorized. Okay, so I've got 1 of each. I didn't realize that. I've got 1 of each. They are the same price too. There's a note here. They are the same price. I was waiting for the other one to show up. I thought it was in a different box. So you've got gold that evidently they only did 200 of. Okay, so that's $125. And then you've got the standard colorized Chibi here, which they've also are also $125. Seems like the gold would be the great buy, but some people like the standard colorized to match the rest of their sets. We used to have a C3PO that was gold, which made sense because he's supposed to be gold, right? But it was a very limited edition. They did it on Star Wars Day. Chibis they've always put out some Chibis on May the 4th, as in May the 4th be with you. So Iron Man Chibis, 125, 125. I think those are pretty cool. I like the gold because I know it's limited, but the colorized is pretty cool too. And those are 1 ounce, officially licensed. There they are. Okay, so there's all that. Now tonight we've sold a ton of copper. So let me show you the 3 copper options that are available right now. There's 2 Vegas. There is poker chips and slot machines. Okay, we'll say poker cards and slot machines. One has like a photo embellished picture of the Vegas sign, and this one's kind of like a printed one, I guess you should say. I was selling those for $5 a piece. As you can see, we have quite a bit left. So Vegas and Vegas, 2 different designs. And then we have the Libertad copper. Libertad copper. One side looks like a Mexican flag. One side kind of looks like the Libertad. Colorized, those are $5 a piece. $5 a piece on those. Empty tube. The Kobe card, it was $60. It wasn't one of the more expensive ones, but it was still a Kobe rookie card. Of course, as you know, he has some that could sell for like $500,000, but this one was a $60 one. Much more affordable than some of the $500,000 ones that's out there, or $250,000 or $1 million. I don't know if y'all seen the price lately on Kobe Bryant stuff, but it is absolutely through the roof. All right. Okay. Then this is about the only 1 ounce silver that hadn't sold. They're 1 ounce bullion rounds with vintage advertising. And I don't know if y'all know this, but any kind of vintage advertising rounds have always been popular. This is from the Lundberg Rice Company in Richville, California. It says good for 10 pounds of rice, till 1990, which is 1 ounce of silver. Pretty cool kind of vintage advertising piece. You can buy a lot more than 10 pounds of rice with this today. $45 each, and that's right now the only 1 ounce 999 bullion I still have left, and that's only $5 above spot, which you will quickly find out that's a great price. I have a PSA slabbed Donald Trump cut certified autograph. PSA, one of the best to do it, and it's slabbed. That is $1,275 for President Trump. Let me lay him, I'll put him back here where he was. It's pretty eye-catching, honestly. 2023, Morgan, 2021 and 2023, my bad. I've got 2 different years here, 2023 and 2021, $135 each. $135 each. There's those. And let me go ahead and show this. I'm stacking and packing here. This is, I think, at a great price. This was a non-payment. This is a tertiary, which is a 300-year tercentenary 300-year 1920 commemorative pilgrim $50. So that's a real American silver $50, a 300-year anniversary of the Mayflower and Pilgrims, and that was $55, which I think should have already been grabbed, but you do you. Let me clean up this back corner and I'll show you that case knife, Tim. Here's another proof, 2011, and this one, I had it marked for $85, but I will make it the same price as the others. $75. $75. Okay? That's 2011 Silver Eagle. Box and paperwork. Box and papers. And I was asking $85 for that earlier. Oso said he'll take both privies if we can do them for $90 each. Let me check my call sheet right over here. Let me check my call sheet over here. Here's my call sheet. $90 each. Let's do not a bump 5 each, just a bump 5 total. So I'm going to bump you $250 per coin. $185 and I'll do it. That's me coming down $15 off the $200. $185. Probably a great buy. All this privy stuff has done extremely well also. We had some graded privy coins that have absolutely went through the roof. Like, we got them at a great price. They have went up per coin $300-400 per coin. I got to get them on eBay. I've said that for like the last 2 months because they're just demanding crazy prices right now. And Tim Graham wants the $50. Great. Let me put this in here. All right. I'm going to put this in here. I've got them in baggies. So both of these to Oso for $185. And then this to Tim Graham for $55. Let's put this over here on the sold table. Officially starting a new row. Here and here. Done. Okay. Let me show the gold. Don't forget about this American Eagle proof back here. Another one for $75. Surely y'all won't leave one behind. Here's the gold. Well, actually, I got Dr. J's rookie card for $475. HGA graded 4.0. HGA graded 4.0. I got to do something with it quickly. I've had it for a while, but I'm pretty firm on our sports cards. I'm in no hurry to sell them. People's always wanting them. They're good to have in stock, so people know that I buy sports cards. All right, gold. Here is one of the more expensive items I can show you probably in the entire store. 1 ounce gold, pure gold, American minted, an American gold eagle, $3,875. 3,875. I priced these 2 weeks ago. For $3,750. That's just how much they've went up in 2 weeks. That's today's price. 2 weeks ago, you could have bought them for $3,750. I'm asking $3,875 right now. $3,875. 2 weeks ago, I priced them for $3,750 multiple times. I showed them live, and then I had all this stuff out. I showed it again Monday when I went live for the record sale. It's an investment. I wouldn't buy it if you think you might need to sell it again in 2 months. But if you can buy it and put it away for 5 years, when I'm still doing this again in 5 years, and we've got 1 ounce gold bullion, and I'm saying 1 ounce gold American Eagles, $5,075. You're going to be like, holy crap, I wish I would have bought those from Chad when they were $2,200 cheaper. When do these invoice? You'll get an invoice either Tuesday, Wednesday, and then, of course, 7 days to pay. Also, there's two, the 1 ounce bullion, there's two at $45 each. Okay, Tim, here is the best. Oh, well, actually, and then I've got one 10th gold. 10th ounce gold, $475. Right? Where did I write that down at? Hold on a second. I wrote that down somewhere. Yeah, $475. Once again, 2 weeks ago, I think I said $425. So I'm asking $50 more for these in just a mere 2 weeks. It's always a gamble, but it's always been pretty safe, especially here lately. Okay. Oso wants both $45 silver pieces. Thank you. Do you believe in magic in a young girl's heart? All right, so 10th ounce, or if you want to step up to the plate, 1 ounce. 10th ounce, 1 ounce. If you do the math, if you buy 10 1 ounce, or if you buy 10 10th ounce, you would be paying $4,750 for an ounce of gold. Smaller increments carry higher premiums. There's actually less premium on a bigger coin. So 1 ounce at $38.75, the 10th ounce are $4.75. But somebody was watching earlier who had bought these from me back in 2019, 2020. They were like, I remember selling some for as much as, or at least $155 a piece. There's probably some people watching who bought these from me at $155 a piece. And they're now $4.75. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. I'll take on the $75 silver dollars. Okay, so you're talking about the proof, right? You're talking about the other American Silver Eagle proof. The 2011. That's sold to Tim Graham for $75. Tim Graham for $75. Okay? That's what he's talking about. Now, Tim, I've got to the gold, and now I can officially show you the working man's case knife. Let me see if this is... Okay, so this is the blue one. I have this in a dark green, a red, and a flat black. Okay, this is called a Kinzu. Now, let me get the action kind of set. Let me kind of work it a couple times. It's straight out of the box for the first time. And then let me show you kind of what it looks like. Just a little bit of a wrist sling and that lever, and it pops open almost fluidly. These are $134.99. Case, American made. And this is a blue anodized aluminum handle. They call this the Kinzu Spear. And I've got this in red. I've only pulled 4 out. I have a whole box, but I'm assuming they're all different duplicates, but I've got blue, red, a really, really dark green, and a black. So this is a case knife you can use and like ding up, and it's got a belt clip as well, made in the USA. And honestly, the more you use it, it's like the more fluid it gets. And you'll probably, I think even if you oiled it, it would be like really smooth. So I love that action on it. Fun to play with. Don't cut your finger. Pull it out of your belt and boom. You can get really fast with it. It locks right there. It's getting better all the time. That's also a Beatles song from Sgt. Pepper's. One of my favorites. It's getting better all the time. I used to be mad at my woman. Okay, so I've got those. If you want to see the colors. Here's another unpaid card. It was a Barry Bonds rookie card. It is an 87 Fleer. It was 20 bucks. I've already showed Dr. J. There's the Morgans. Got all the gold here. Whoops. Dr. J just knocked over a bunch of copper. All right. And, oh yeah, the other copper rounds were the Hunters. So I got 2 Vegas Libertads and then the Hunters. The other knives I've shown, whoop, there's one more piece of collectible silver here. I've got a, which Chibi was this? I got another Chibi. This was, I've done Iron Man. Who was this? Oh, Fantastic Four. This is really cool. It looks like Fantastic Four issue number 1. This is $145. $145 on this. It looks like the comic book, the $40,000 comic book, if you have it in high enough grade. Some can sell for even a lot more. That comic book there can sell for $5,000. It can also sell for, what, $280,000? It just depends on the grade. I'm sure there's some really high grades that have brought crazy money. The actual real comic book, the first Fantastic Four. That's serious money. Okay, and then I had the copper pew-pews, as we call them. They look like little 1-ounce copper bullets. They're $5. Just say copper casing if you want one. And then I had the 40% silver, which I priced at melt. No takers on that. I forgot how much. Let's count them again. 2, 4, 6. It was 6 40% silver halves, right? It was 6 40% silver halves. Yeah, it was $36. That was 6 cents below melt. I repeat, 6 cents below melt. $36. Melt on those to the pennies, $36.06. Okay, the other case knives on the table are the Abalone, which is really, really beautiful. Let me show you what an Abalone, the newest vault pattern looks like. $179. $179. One of the most, or the most premium case knife you can get. The Abalone handle. Those are MSRP'd at $184.99. I'm doing those for $179 right now. Beautiful Abalone handle. And I have that same knife in, right now, a peanut. That was the vault pattern for this year, the first one I showed you. The mini doctor's knife. I also have it in a small Texas toothpick. I also have it in a trapper. I have another baby's doctor, another baby doctor. I have it in another baby doctor. We got a lot of those, okay? So those are all Abalone knives in different handle materials or different designs or patterns. More coins on the table. 1934S. I had $65 on it. And these, the lowest, these book and very fine at 80. and that's less than very fine. So I priced that at 65. That's about the only silver left on the table, except for the 40% Kennedys and that. So if we can get a good, decent offer on that, I'll take it. Well, we still got the Don't Tread on Me Silver Eagles, which kind of surprised me. But as far as silver coins, that's it right there. Almost everything silver coins is sold. And then I had the 1 grain silver bars, which are $3.50 a piece, but the minimum I'll sell are 10. Unless somebody asks really nice, but I'd rather sell them in lots of 10 for 35 bucks. Those are 1 grain. I don't know, just give them away to your friends or something. So here, man, here's some silver. Hand them out at work. People will like you. You can make friends. They'll respect you. You can earn some respect handing out some silver. Okay, so there's those. There's that. And then I had some proof sets laying over here. I have these at $15 each. 1972, 277s, and 279s. Proof sets. 72, 277s, and 279s. And then for $3 more, you get one with a silver half, a 40% silver half, which is 1970. 1970. So 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, and then 18. All right, that's those. The only other sets I brought out tonight that hadn't sold because singular, there's only one. This 2011 mint set, which includes Denver and then also Philadelphia, that looks just like this. There's Denver, and here is Philly. Okay, and those are $39 for both of them. And Tim Graham wants the 1970, which is $18, and 71. I don't have a 71. I got 79, 77, and 72. I got 72. I will go ahead and say you got 1970, though. Okay, the only thing left on the table that I officially showed was the new yellow bone. That's a new color for, at this point, I don't know if it was the summer or the fall pattern, because I'm just now getting all this out for the first time. So yellow bone with black shield, Stockman. A sow belly, 3-blade sow belly. We did sell a 2-blade blue trapper. We have 2 left. We did sell a yellow bone Stockman, 3 left. We also have in yellow bone the baby butter bean. Also the vault pattern, the doctor's knife. Also brought out a blue Kernite toothpick. And the first one I showed tonight was the white synthetic red case shield toothpick. Tim Graham wanted 70 and 72, so make sure that goes in for 18, and this one 15. Thank you, Tim. Still got a couple more years there. Those are sold to him, 15 and 18. All right. And then there's the other proof sets. Oh, here's another Abalone to kind of just show you what they look like. There's an Abalone Trapper. Whoops. Abalone Trappers are beautiful. That's top of the line case stuff there. And just to give you an idea, those I'm selling for $285. Okay, $285 on those. Over here, there's those. I've shown all this. These I technically didn't show, those cards, which we've shown a million times. This is a $145 for any veterans out there, or somebody that wants to gift one to a veteran. It's a trapper. It says U.S. veteran. There's some etchings on the blade. It's colorized. That's $145. Comes in a Proud Veteran felt box. That's pretty sleek. And I showed these 3 Nolan Ryan cards, which was his 72 Tops, a 68 Rookie, and the 91 Desert Shield. And that, my friends, only took a half hour. That was a complete recap of everything I've shown tonight, officially. I never did show those knives back there. I didn't show these cards. And about the only thing laying out is this Canadian silver, which I was going to try to check a price on and get it sold. So let me try to check on this. Batman, these are $115. It's a 2025 French colorized Batman coin. Those are $115. And if anybody's watching, all this is billed separately, $8 shipping. This will not be on your record invoice. This will not be on your record invoice that goes out tomorrow. This won't be on your record invoice that goes out next Monday. This stuff is billed separately at any given day this week, and then you have 7 days to pay. And people ask me that quite often, because if they do decide they want to buy $4,000 in gold, sometimes they have to move money around from savings to checking, get it in their account. That way they can pay us, which is completely understandable. Some nights when we're really rolling for coins, I have some people who buy as much as sometimes 10 grand because they view it as an investment. Let me check on these Canadian silver pieces. And the reason I do a recap, there was at least 2 people that said tonight, Chad, I got to go, but I will rewatch in the morning and then let you know if I want anything else. And I'm like, I'm okay with that. And with that being said, does anybody want to make an offer on anything? Does anybody want to make an offer or purchase something? Here we go. So I've got these Olympic coins from Canada, okay? They melt right now for $29.48. They are sterling silver, which is 92.5% silver, 24 grams, 72% actual silver weight, or 0.72 ounce actual silver weight. So $30, and I have I've got four, including a proof. $30 a piece. That's more. That's the last melt silver I have. That is right now 52 cents above melt. How could you go wrong? So 30 a piece. That is more silver percentage technically than regular U.S. Minted coins, which are come in at 90. All righty. So I would love to end the night by selling those at 120 or 30 a piece. And I'm going to make sure everybody that's been buying a lot tonight that may be still watching, I'm probably going to wait for some of y'all to actually say good night if you're done, or maybe you're thinking about submitting an offer. And if you're thinking about submitting an offer, I'll hang around for just a couple more minutes and tell you about this upcoming week, because I know we got some record buyers that are kind of just lingering around, just waiting to maybe say what I'm going to say about tomorrow, which tomorrow starts a new week. I'll be here around 5 or 5:30. A new record week resumes. We should be doing KISS auctions. Let me see if Laura's actually sent me any pictures of KISS auctions. I don't see any pictures, but we will be having a KISS auction tomorrow. Tomorrow's also invoicing day. Invoicing day means John or Ed will be here. He told me tomorrow about between 12 and 1, he's going to start on invoicing. So if you made a purchase from last Monday through Saturday night or this morning from some of the flip videos, all that will be keyed in and invoiced out tomorrow afternoon. So if you've made any purchase with us in our private group, Whole Lot of Records, during a live stream, I was live between 7 and 8 hours a night on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't know how long Paul was on Saturday night, probably several hours. Anything you bought, you'll be getting an invoice to your email, and that will be happening tomorrow. Then, if, what am I trying to say? If you bought something tonight, no guarantee when they'll be sent out, but it will be soon, no later than 72 hours. They may come in and knock it out tomorrow morning. Tanner usually does this, but probably since he is currently MIA for literally having a newborn child, I've excused him as long as he wants to be excused. Which I've always said, Tanner, you do whatever you need to. So, probably G or Ed or Linda will watch this sale and key in and tag everything. And the nieces every night. Some people's probably about 2.5 hours ago when I started this, some people were like, yes, Chad's starting a sale. I'm going to cast him to my TV, turn the volume down kind of low, and I'm going to go to Snooze Town. I'm going to go to Snooze Town. And I'm like, that's okay. At least you're watching. It helps the algorithm. But some people, as soon as I see they're live, they're like, I'm going to cast him to my TV, and I'm going to hit the pillow so I can fall asleep to the soothing sounds of Chad Williams. All for $120. Well, you're getting those at a great price below melt. $5 below melt. That was $10 below melt. I don't say that too often, but oh so I'll do it for you. Last deal of the night, $110. Gone. Thank you, oh so. I usually don't sell silver $10 below melt. I did earlier tonight, those silver halves, they were 30 cents below melt, but 33 times. That was $9.90 below melt, but Oso got those for about the same. So you're already sitting pretty in them, and we know what's going to happen from here. It's going to go up. But for anybody that's thinking, I may get into something new and collect coins, I've always said this. If you're going to try to be a day trader in it, meaning you're trying to buy something and then it goes up a little and you go immediately sell it, that's always been hard to do. I can kind of do it as a dealer because sometimes I can get stuff in bigger quantities and we're turning stuff over. But I've always told somebody, if you're going to get into silver and gold, just be prepared to buy it now and sell it much later. Okay, because like, let's just say a 5-year plan. Because let's say you do want to sell 5 years later, the people who started buying from me 5 years ago, they're in a great position. I've had some people try to buy a bunch and they really didn't have the financing for it. And silver hit one of those troughs because there is peaks and valleys. And then they try to sell some stuff back to me when it was in a valley. And they're like, dang, I'm taking a loss. And I was like, well, you're picking an awfully bad time to sell during a peak or during a valley. And but if you kind of look at it across the board, if they would have put a little bit more time into it, let's say they're selling now, they're in a really good position. So, and if you look at it historically over 10 or 20 years, it's really up. And just like anything, stock market or any other, well, I can't say that for any investment because some companies have actually completely tanked. I guess if you bought Sears, if you bought into Sears and Roebuck at its peak, you're probably you ended up in a bad position. But precious metals have always been safe for me. I have quite a bit personally, and about every customer I've ever sold to has done well. And plus, a lot of people just have fun collecting it. They could really care less about the day-to-day price. Some people's like, Chad, I don't really care. I just kind of like the coin. I kind of like just what it is, what it looks like. So, but it's always been safe. And I think I'm signing off. We made our last sale. I am done for the night. I'm going to try to clean all this up so when I get here tomorrow, y'all will know if I start to sell tomorrow for the record sale and all this still on the table, then I didn't do what I was supposed to and clean all this off, because it'll take me 10 minutes to put all this away if I start to sell tomorrow. So I better have a clean board and I better get to work. So Bob says he bought a Canon at auction. Your name and number was in it and wants to know if it works. Do what? Okay. Good night, everybody. And I'll see y'all back here in, 18 hours? No? Yeah, I'll be back in 18 hours. That should give y'all time to sleep, rejuvenate, and be ready to buy lots of records tomorrow, because Mondays is new vinyl pre-order day, and I think there is a ton expected. I got to start ordering Rocktober's. We got to start ordering a bunch of stuff, okay? A bunch of stuff. So thanks, everybody, and good night.